Alright, welcome back. We're finally got the recording going. I'm going to go through the whole spiel again. We've had a lot happen, a lot going on, and I know that we haven't really done a whole lot of reflecting. I'm really curious how y'all are feeling, both as the players and the characters. So, as we start up Chapter 8, why don't we take a bit to reflect and kind of go over what we're thinking. So, Gale, how are you feeling? How's Gale feeling? How are you Stoic feeling?
Um, Stoic's feeling okay. I'd like to try and carry on with the story. I guess I'm just kind of excited to see where we're going next. And as for Gale, I guess he's sort of half impatiently walking towards Dressmoreland's manor.
Yeah.
Sure. Is there anything like big on his mind, or like from the whole event of the attack, the during the night?
I guess he's just more curious to find out what Dressmoreland has to say because it seems like he knows more than he's letting on.
Okay, sure,
Yeah.
fair enough, and perhaps we'll find out. They'll take us off to Rayleigh. How's Rayleigh feeling? How's Wolf feeling?
Um, so, I mean, I've been having a good time personally. It's uh, it's been interesting. I mean, there's lots of things that you have to wonder about, like, are is the store at all involved with this group of characters, or were the rings actually just stolen like they said? Uh, are the two groups of bandits at all related to each other? Probably. Um, as for Rayleigh, I mean, I feel like Rayleigh's seen more like harsher things than this. Like nobody died. So while it is a bit of a shock and an inconvenience and everything, it's also just more or less the type of job that he's used to doing at this point.
The carnies were more harrowing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the gala was fun. And it being interrupted while a surprise and a predicament ended up not being terrible.
Sure, sure, yeah, fair enough. Was there anything like coming from the Piddleglades, and like being like a more rural, marshy area? Was there anything kind of odd or like weird or off-putting about the niceties of the formality of the event?
I mean, I mean, Rayleigh was definitely out of place there. It's not his normal context. He's not one to go out and party the night away most of the time too, either. So, uh, yeah, he was definitely out of place. Um, but to say if anything was out of place, it's a question of whether anything was in place to begin with, because you've got a clash of cultures here.
Yeah.
Sure, that is fair enough. All right, well that'll bring us off to Sev and Hope. How's Sev feeling? I guess how's Hope feeling?
At this point, just sort of, definitely want to find out, what Dresmoreland's, got going on, and, so at this point, Sav just she's just sort of frustrated that things have not really been going the way she's wanted to in terms of like trying to investigate stuff and everything. So, she's got the mouse out to investigate. She's kind of like, all right, well, once the mouse comes back, just get out of here. Like, very, very worn out and wanting to get on with things at this point. But mind is very full of, oh my god, what does all this mean? How do I get word to Fog? How do I make sure Fog doesn't find out that I gave their name to a fucking guard? And of course, like, being a little distrusting of the shopkeepers. But yeah.
Yeah, is there anything you have on that note about the shopkeepers? Or
What, you mean like Seb's theory? Or Hope's theory? Or just theories in general?
theories in general?
Oh boy. You want to ask theories. Okay.
This is just like our kind of like chance to like
Yeah, I
unwind and
know.
see where like everyone's at.
I know. So, just sort of brainstorming with her knowledge of, like, the spells, storage, and so now we know that this cult who has stolen the rings has access to teleportation somehow. So they could have teleported inside this warehouse to get the rings and steal them, or it's possible that they could have, it could have been an inside job. The warehouse owners could have let them in to take the rings, or the shopkeepers could have maybe like gotten them a key or something. Also, the fact that the key at the warehouse owner, like, that whole thing. There is a lot of information. Sev is getting kind of a headache because she's been awake for a while. She's been doing a lot of things that are mentally draining. And she's about to get giant info dump from Dresmorland, and she's probably going to need a very long sleep instead of just trance. But the fact that there was the construct, and given that it was likely similar in structure and function to the ones that were at the shop, also means that either, it was an inside job, or coincidentally they could have had an entire fucking construct stolen. But then I'm gonna need to study the rune, maybe, and see if I can figure out, like, if it would be possible to transfer, like, who can control, like, who the construct answers to. Like, if it's, like, if they have to be, like, given to, like, I don't know how that works. Like, if you steal the construct, will it answer to you? Or, and also just giant worry for Fog, knowing what they are potentially walking into right now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Perhaps we might find some of that stuff out in due time. So, last session, going along all this, we ended the events of the gala, where you had attended the gala at the Gallery of Exploration, an event set up by your essentially benefactor, Dresmorland Hund, the curator of the museum, and it displayed some items you had picked up for him from a previous venture that you all had finished for him. You met with some nobles, some officials from other cities around Cyndrus, learned that the event was really there to show off what the museum is doing and to try and stay in the good graces, essentially, of other of the other like regions of Cyndrus. As Dresmerl was beginning to go over the items, there were puffs and bursts of energy as various hooded figures began to roam into the building, the last of which was a large, giant metal construct. They didn't seem to really do much of any damage. However, one did escape with a painting underneath their arm. As they cast a blanket of darkness, and as it was dispelled, they were no longer where they were. Since then, the guard have come in and questioned the party over, specifically Sev, going over quite a few details, figuring out a bit about the situation and her thoughts on the potential of this is a cult by the name of the Dark Sons. They were promptly dismissed, and as the others wanted to retreat and take Dresmerlin on his offer to meet him back at his house, his residence, Sev is looking to have her familiar try to snoop around a bit more, try to sneak past the guards that are patrolling the building currently, and see if they can pick up anything else. I believe we ended with Sev and Rayleigh off in an alleyway, and Gale, remind me, what were you doing?
Making a walk.
Yeah, I think we said that Sev was trying to do something on her own. Rayleigh was going to stick around to see if she gets caught or something, and I was slowly walking towards Dressmoreland's Manor.
Yeah, my
Okay.
excuse is that Locke has been basically just Captain McKinnell all day today.
You're walking
So,
him around.
yeah, I'm walking him around.
I'm just
Wow.
sitting down out of sight eating, so.
And so
But-
I'll just see if, Seb is still there each time I pass by.
Give Locke lots of exercise.
Okay,
And
so currently you are... Rayleigh is just walking Locke around,
Yeah.
around the blocks?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. All right, I think... Okay. So, Sev, go ahead and give me a stealth for just trying to
for the
stay
mouse.
quiet. No, staying quiet in the alley.
Oh, me, okay.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then,
shoot, you know what, real quick.
Really?
Do a test roll.
as you're walking around, you're gonna loop around the block a couple of times, and as you look over, you can see Sev off in the alley, just trying to sit down, stay quiet, not sit, but squat down, try to stay out of sight. And yeah, easy enough with a 19.
Awesome. Wow, where was that last week, man?
Good question. As you begin to make your third or fourth walk around, you catch the eye of one of the guards who's been patrolling the museum. And you see that he's one of the guards that was holding a torch. And he sees you walking around and begins to walk your way. Begins to approach you. We lost, friend.
No, I was just out and about, and my friend here, pointing to Locke, has been in McKinnell all day today, and he's normally my helper. He helps me hunt and do guild work and everything, and I just felt like he needed to stretch his legs for a bit.
All right. Well, it's getting pretty late. Normally, folks aren't out this late unless they have other business to attend to. There's been some recent activity here. I advise you best get a move on.
Okay, is it okay if I go around the block like maybe 2 more times before I head on out?
Go ahead, give me a persuasion. As you're trying to reason with them, the guard's just looking at you up and down, gives you a little squint, furrows his brow, looks right over at
Oh,
Locke with a 21.
oh, how about that?
Just he holds the torch down next to your face so you can see you a little better. You just give him a nice little smile and wave. Locke sitting down, panting, looking his way, tongue wagging. All right, a couple more times. I got my eyes on you. No funny business. Stretch
Okay.
enough, you go home.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks.
Well, nod his head and wave you off. All right, Sev. You can hear this go down. You're not like right next to it, but like it travels down the streets, like the alley where you're at. What are you looking at doing at the moment?
Still staying quiet. How long has it been since I sent the mouse out?
We'll say 10 minutes.
All right, and then about how long was I expecting it would probably take for the mouse to do the sniffing?
Fair bit for it to get there and get back. As well as just try to sniff around. Probably 30 to 45 minutes at best.
Okay. Alright. So I'm pretty well hidden though. Like I'm not sure, like, is there a place on a map we could see? Or
There's nothing I have prepared for this, but this is like
Okay.
off to the west of where we are
To the
now,
west.
just down the street.
Okay.
Probably like a good 120, 150 feet down.
Alright. So I'm gonna been about 10 minutes. Alright. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. How far away is Rayleigh? Like, is he close enough to where I could send him message? It's 120 feet.
And it
can go around corners as long as I, like, know where he is.
If you were to go around the corner and like get out and walk a few feet, it would be like just within range, but I think where you are at the moment, just out.
Alright, I'm gonna wait for him to walk around again.
Okay. Alright, easy enough to do. Go ahead and give me stealth for the mouse now, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Come on, mousy.
Oh, I should be able to. Okay.
Alright.
Alright. That is something. There
Mouse
we go.
running through some grass.
And it's about this time where Rayleigh is making his first lap back around. Well, you can easily see him or hear him approaching the corner of the alley.
I'll send him a message real quick then. If you need to leave, you can. I'll leave a note if I'm unable to get back.
Okay, I'll just respond back that a guard stopped me. He said I can only go around 2 times, so I'm gonna go around one more time and then I'm gonna go on and head over. So.
I'll respond. I'll send him another message. That's alright. My mouse shouldn't be taking much longer, but I'll try to take a different route once I leave my hiding position.
Okay.
All right. Fantastic.
I'm gonna go ahead then and just like scribble a little note, and say that just write down, if you're reading this and I'm not back, check the local guards, and just sort of stick it like under a barrel or something.
That's comforting.
Yeah. I mean,
It's almost morbid.
All right then. Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead, scroll it out, leave it right under like a barrel, like a crate that's like right in the corner of the alley. Easy enough. I mean, it's not the cleanest place. It's not entirely dirty. Like this is a very like well kept area. There's not just like trash laying out in the alleys and whatnot. It's not dirty by any means, but it's gonna have some tear and wear on it.
yeah.
All right, so with your mouse, it's able to make its way through, and it's going to be sneaking past the first few sets of guards without a problem. Oops. There we go. You're able to make your way off towards the east side of the building and get around towards the back. And right where the artist gallery was, the first like circular tower off to the east, as it like rounds the bend, you'll lose that connection with it as you head off to the
I'm gonna
alley.
right before I feel it lose the connection, I'm going to tell it that meet back here. If I'm not here when someone will find you.
All right.
All right. Do you want me to give the mouse roll for sniffing?
Go ahead.
It is
However,
advantage for sniffing.
yes. Go ahead and give that to me. However, as you round the corner, you do alert the presence of the guard that's patrolling and walking around the backside of the building. You see, I guess rather the mouse sees two different guards. And they don't seem to pay any sort of mind at all. You see one, again, the mouse sees one walking with the torch, the other hand right on their sword, other hand on a leash. And as
Oh no, the dog.
And as they circle back around, their backs to you, you just hear the dog start going off, just massive, thick barks as it begins to spin around and whirl out.
Can I run up a tree?
I don't know the answer to that.
Trying to picture you in finery, wearing a nice dress.
This is the
mouse.
Climbing up a tree.
This is the mouse.
Oh, okay.
And this might be a really dumb question. Can mice climb? I don't know how good climbers they are.
They're pretty good climbers.
I
for what
feel
it's
like-
worth, but maybe check the sheet.
I feel like they're
mice are good climbers for sure.
I feel like they're similar to squirrels, right? In the like
Yeah,
how
they are.
their ability to climb.
Yeah,
so,
I feel like they're like less than squirrels, but only because squirrels are like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and give me an athletic. Yeah, give me an athletic check.
I honestly.
Because this
don't
is
know.
a small creature. I'd say like if you're trying to like take your time, it's not gonna be difficult, but okay. with an 11, as you whirl back around and like try to find the nearest tree, the dog is just barking, woofing, bellowing as it begins to rush straight towards the group of trees that you're at on the backside of the building.
I'm just gonna. The mouse is just gonna be squeaking and making normal mouse sounds like, "Oh no, I'm being chased by a dog, and I'm a totally normal mouse."
Yeah, sure. As the familiar tries to like bound back, it's able to get like a few feet into the bark, and it's like it's clinging on. And the dog is just looking straight like through the bushes, right at the tree. You hear the guards kind of like talking amongst each other. I don't really see anything there. Buster, you okay, bud? Just hear the dog woof, ruff, 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 just nonstop. I think it might be broken.
The
Hey,
dog might be
can you want to look?
Is it a construct?
It's just a dog. The other guard, he's the one that's holding the torch. He just looks at the other guy, shines the torch a little closer towards the bushes, looks over. No one's there. Buster, it's okay, bud. You can go get him next time. I got other work to do. All right, come on. And he'll start to lead the others back as you wait a few minutes.
Yeah.
The dog does not want to move. It is fixated where it is, just barking back and forth. But a couple minutes goes by. They're able to just, come on, take it by its leash and able to drag it away. As you, like through the little like thicket and the bits and scraggly bits of the bush branches, you can see them begin to loop around towards like the outer perimeter of the trees, and you feel where you are right now, you're rather safe. You're able to make a mad dash, a little scurry, dead straight line across from the tree, and get to the window.
Cool.
And was the 15 the investigation or the perception?
No, that was 15. Oh no, that was the stealth.
Stealth. Okay. So go ahead and give me the perception then.
Okay, with advantage.
Yeah, so I don't see the like what the rolls are, so.
It's advantage for smelling.
Right, I just don't
So.
see like what the rolls are labeled as. So like it losing track of like where they are in order. Yeah.
It's because I don't have like a sheet for
Yeah,
it. But
I got you. With an 11, it tries to go on through, but it's not getting anything. As it tries to like get closer to the window, it's right up on it, but it either there is no lingering scent, or there are so many scents that are just so new it has no idea what could possibly have been there. It's gonna be nigh impossible to like try to trace anything off of this.
All right. Well then I'm gonna head back and find my master.
All right, yeah, easy enough. Go ahead and give me another stealth for the right on its way back.
Fuck! Oh no!
With a 4. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we could be fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's a matter of luck if there's a dog, honestly, because I feel like the regular guards are gonna be like, oh, there's a mouse. But the dog...
So, you're able to scurry. You hear the approaching footsteps of the
of another
patrol.
dog.
It seems as if it's the same group that's like rounded their patrol and
Oh
like they're
no.
making their way back upwards from the like southeastern side of the building. You quickly are able to like just dive right behind one of the planters below the window. You hear them walk, their footsteps ringing through the night, off into the distance. And you can easily just trace your way back along the wall and cut
thank
through
goodness.
the other patrols walking around.
Oh, thanks to this. Okay.
All in all, roughly a 45, 50-ish minute venture. But the familiar is able to make it back to you.
Okay.
And as it comes back, it just goes squeak, 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 trying to like relay all the information it picked up.
Okay. All right, Rain. You did a rather fine job, and I will then let it poof into the pocket dimension.
Okay.
All right. I am going to walk. I'm going to walk towards Dresmorland's house, but try to stay as far away from the museum as I can for a while, even if I have to go a little out of the way.
All right. On that note, Gale, it's been a while since you've started. You're making your way back, but it is going to take you roughly about 2 hours, we'll say an hour 40-ish, because there's not a whole lot of traffic, to get from the southern end of the eastern district off to the northern end where Dresmerlin's house is. So we're about an hour-ish into your walk, and you're about halfway there. Rayleigh, how are you planning on moving through? Like, are you trying to jog and sprint to catch up to Gale, or are you just taking your own pace? What's the deal?
I mean, I feel like maybe just like walk a bit faster than normal. Like, don't worry about it too much.
Okay.
Because, I mean, at this point, I've already attracted one guard just by walking, so might as well just keep things calm.
Sure. Yeah. Sounds good.
I would like to try to find a cart if I can.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception. Because it is late. You know that there isn't a whole lot of movement when
Yeah.
it's late.
Oh, well, how about that?
As luck would have it.
Yep. The
So,
very last cart.
Gale, yeah, you're roughly halfway to Dresmorlands. You've crossed the like where you were at the Whispering Cats boutique, the whole like upper shopping district at this point, a little bit beyond, and you're a good few blocks away from heading to the Garden Springs where Rodolfo's house was at. Rayleigh, you're walking, and you like have just made your way past the shopping district, and like the both of you are walking like in and out of various different lights that have been set up at intersections, and you can hear the clink of guards patrolling, but none seem to pay you too much mind at the moment.
Yeah.
Sev, as you're making your way out through the entertainment district, you round the corner off to the market district a good 30 or so minutes later, and you hear the slight little jingle and the clip clop of hooves. And as you get to like the entrance of the like western side of the market district, through the lights, and you see that there is a let me try this new fancy thing I have out. It is a you see a human who is navigating a cart. Doesn't appear to be anything too fancy. looks to be like a short two-person cart. But are you looking to flag him down?
Yeah.
All right. He'll see you. He'll begin to approach and pull on the reins. Whoa! All right. You not pretty late. You
Oh,
looking for a lift?
I am. Yes, please. I'll give him the directions to Dresmorland's house.
Okay. Dressed pretty fancy. Seem like you'd be the type to go up there. You coming from He'll begin to get everything all set for you and like undo a little flap at the back of the cart for to step up and step in. You coming from a big event or something? Was there a party
Yes.
going on?
Oh, yes, there was. It was rather nice.
Oh,
And
that's
I'm just off to visit my friend who was the benefactor of the event.
well, yeah, that's great. That's good. Where's he live? Where are we going to?
Oh, it's just up this way. I sort of like, I don't know if I have like a map to point out where it is, or if I just give him verbal directions or what.
You gave him verbal directions, like just more went over like his address and like the
Yeah.
rough area.
Yeah.
He was in. The driver will give you a bit of a nod look, but okay, all right. It's gonna be about 2 gold for the travel there. You know, night fares and everything.
Yes. All right.
All right, you can slide him with the gold. He'll pocket it. You see him put it in a little bag off to the side in the driver's seat. He'll climb in,
Mm-hmm.
begin to kick up the reins. All right, girl, let's go. And you'll begin to make your way off.
All right.
Gale, at this point, you are right outside Dresmorland's house. And I will bring you there as soon as my mouse begins to cooperate with me. Sev, as you're making your way up, you do happen to see Rayleigh. Rayleigh is just on the pavement, walking up the block, like the central block of the like the upper residential area. And you just see him like walking through a couple of the lights shine off in the distance. Rayleigh, you hear just a little clip-clop of hooves at like a very light trot, very slow trot, coming from a few blocks behind you.
I hear what coming a few blocks behind me?
You hear the clip-clop of hooves and the like slight little roll of the wooden wheel of a cart coming right behind you.
I see.
Oh, good evening.
Oh, hey, I guess I'll call out to them and, I mean, they can see me, right?
Oh yeah.
I'll ask the driver. Would it be all right if we picked up my friend here? He's going to the same place.
You know, we have a very small capacity on this cart. You know, sometimes it only fits 1, maybe 2 people. If something were to happen and I need to get some repairs done because we had a higher capacity than allowed, that'd be a real shame. But for another, maybe 2 gold, I'd consider it. Another fare.
Let's see. I'm still having trouble, like, with my gold. It is not letting me remove it. I don't know if that's something you can do, babe.
That's fine.
Okay.
I didn't realize there was an issue. You just need to toggle it.
it's normally not an issue, but it's being an issue for some reason.
All right. So, you making the payment?
Bailey, do you want to hop in?
Sure, but is it okay if Locke comes in too? I mean, I can pay an extra fee if that's fine.
Just takes a look over. It's fine, just as long as it doesn't make a mess.
Okay, sure. I'll go
He's
ahead
all-
and I'll hand him an extra 2 gold
Okay.
as thanks.
Sure. Sounds good.
No,
Well,
this
go
guy's
ahead.
making me mint off you guys. What a piece of shit.
It's late at night.
Yeah.
There's no one around. He knows that people need rides. He'll go ahead, take the gold, put it, you hear the little clink right in his sack. Begins to kick up once again as soon as Rayleigh and Locke are in. And you all make your way off to Dresmorland's.
I
Gale.
mean, let's be fair. We're both dressed like we're rich, so
We are like.
True.
Also, I talked about like going to this fancy event with a benefactor whose house I'm visiting. Like,
Wink, wink.
Still, no shame.
yeah.
I mean, make
I
that
mean,
bread
I'd do
somehow.
I would do it. Like, shit, man.
It's like, it's the same kind of deal when like you're in a big city and
It's like 3 a.m. and
yeah, and
you're
like you know that like all the cabbies, all the services are like taking advantage of anyone out late at night on a weekend into like the downtown area of a big city. Like, you know,
yeah,
there's this
especially
yeah.
like you roll up on someone and they're dressed to the nines and they're asking to go to like the fucking Ritz-Carlton, then yeah, you're gonna like tell them, oh, it's an extra, fee this late
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like,
Since when? Since now.
yeah, right?
So as the others are boarding their carts and they begin to take off into the rest of the night northwards, Gale, you, a bit tired, admittedly, are able to make your way off to Dresmorland's house. You see that it's a nice 2-story building. There's a good old like a 50-foot like front lawn, a little bit of a drive. It's like a separate like house or structure of some sort off to the side, a little bit disconnected. Seems like, there's pavement leading both to the house and to this other building, as if it's maybe for like a caretaker or a cart or some other type of vehicle or something.
Is it big enough to be like a mansion, or is it kind of small, all things considered?
The second building, no. The second building seems rather small. Probably like a 20 by 20 building. However, the main house, the main residence, does appear to be rather large. Probably like a good 120 foot wide. Can't tell quite how far back, but it's got like 2 floors. There's a little bit of like a like a deck that like overlooks and like stretches into a small pond. It looks real fancy. But as you're taking a look, you do see that all of the lights in the house are currently off.
Okay. I guess I'll go up to the entrance and either knock or use like whatever means I can to make my presence known.
Yeah, when you walk up, you see
There's like a knocker.
Yeah. There is a like little metal structure that has a like silver bell off on the side of it, much like Rodolfo's house. Go ahead and ring it. Produces a rather loud sound for the next like 20 seconds before it begins to dampen and quiet down
No.
for echoing through. And you see Jeeves begin to open the door in front of you. Just takes a long look at you, looks very, very tired. Yes. What can I do for you, sir?
Hello. I apologize for coming this late, but I believe Tresmorland is expecting me. My two, well, three companions, although I seem to be short one, will be here shortly, I think. But I thought it best that I come to see Tresmorland rather than keep him waiting.
Yes, yes. I have been informed of you and your companion's arrival. Yes, come in. Begin to.
Alright, I guess I come in.
Sure. He'll begin to like usher you into the door and ask for your coats, for your canes. So you can put them on little hooks and lay the cane by the door. And you are greeted to a large foyer. There's like a center, kind of like curved stairs, two curved stairs, one off to the left, one off to the right of you, that begin to lead up to the second floor. There is a statue of some sort of half-elf figure, like right in the middle of the foyer, some like 30 feet away from you. You can see that there are a myriad of rooms off to the left, off to the right, but it's a little difficult to see as the lights are currently off. See that Jeeves is not in night attire exactly, but seems to be a bit more casual. His coat is off. His shirt is unbuttoned. Doesn't have the same kind of like bow tie that he had on earlier. He is holding one of like the oh god, I can't think of the word. Like a small candle holder, and just begins to look at you. My apologies for the incident tonight, sir. I do
It
hope
was
that
hardly
you.
anyone's fault.
Still unfortunate. It is going to be a nightmare for us to smooth everything over with the rest of the nobles the officials who are here. I pray that no one was terribly injured in the events that transpired.
Honestly, I think I was the only one, but I've been through worse.
Yes, well, I hope you're able to take it easy and rest up. I believe just wanted to have some matters he wanted to talk with you about when you're ready. And currently he is not here at the moment. I believe he's still trying to smooth things over with the others who were present. If you would just take a seat here. Well, you hear the small, like, little squeaky creak of a door being opened as he leads you to a drawing room. There's a large table. There are some shelves that like line the walls. You can just like direct you over to a seat that he's gonna pull out for you, and he's gonna leave the candle holder on the table. Yes, well, it's not much, and I do apologize for this being on short notice. But is there anything else I can get for you in the time being, sir?
If it isn't too much trouble, perhaps a spot of tea.
Yes, I believe I do still have some left over from a pot I was making a bit earlier. If not, I will make another.
Yeah, thank you.
And with that, he's going to take his leave. He's going to give you a little bow and close the doors behind him. And you just hear the little clink of the door closing. While we're waiting for the others to get here, is there anything you'd like to do in the room?
Describe this room to me.
Sure. So it's a long room. It's like a very wide room, probably like 60 by 60 by 15 or so. Um,
So is it kind of like the sort of stereotypical I'm a rich guy, there's this like table that's like 200 feet long, but I'm going to like have like 2 morsels from a giant meal I'm gonna have?
Very similar, yeah. You have a table, a long table, like a good like 40 feet or so that's been set up right in the middle of the room. Currently, there's nothing on it except for the candle holder. There are a couple of like candelabras that have been set along a couple different points uh, of the table. All the chairs are pushed in. There are two more fancier looking chairs at like both heads of the table. Off to the left side of you, towards the end, like the far wall, is a fireplace with like a large looking like marble mantle that appears to have a portrait placed right above it, along with a couple of like potted plants, other vases, and bits of pottery. Right behind you, there are a few shelves, with just like rows and rows and rows of books. And off towards the fireplace on the wall across from you are like two large windows overlooking towards like the back end of the house.
Okay. I mean, I'll stroll over to the shelf just to kind of look at titles and maybe muse over the portrait if it's either Dresmorland or like a family member. If there are any interesting titles, I'll just look, but I won't touch. And after
Sure,
that, I guess I'll just sit back down again if there's nothing of interest.
sure. Yeah, I mean, you can pick up the candle holder and begin to take it with you and just look through all the different titles on the shelves. Most of them seem to do with history or other sorts of like archaeological digs. A couple are related to various hobbies, such as drawing, like how to get better at drawing, or the perfect circle, or other such titles.
I see we have an artist.
They appear to be mostly history books, logs of different historical records coming from ages past. You see a couple of books that are penned by Dresmorland himself, and you see that they're not the thickest. You could gather maybe like 150 pages ish or so. But they do appear to be like front and center on a like little clearing on one of the shelves.
His theses, perhaps.
Yeah.
I'll, you know, take that in and sit back down and kind of patiently wait for my tea.
Sure. It's fantastic. A good 7 or so minutes later, you see Jeeves begin to walk back in. You hear the door click open again, small creak. Yes, sir. We have here your tea. I hope you do enjoy. It is a wonderful little blend of peach that I do so like myself.
Lovely, thank you.
He'll sit down, a little saucer and teacup. He'll bring in like a small little bowl of sugar cubes, if you'd like any, and just place them all down on the table. I will direct the others as they arrive into this room. Is there anything else you require assistance with, sir?
No, I think I should be fine for now. I think I perhaps need some time to process the night. I haven't fully decompressed from the battle.
Understandable. Well, I will be here down in the kitchens on the first floor. If there's anything you need, give me a call.
Of course, thank you.
Once again, bow and close the doors, swinging them behind him. You hear the little click, the door closing once again.
I'm gonna sip my tea. Not that it's anyone's business.
And we can fast forward off to the other two arriving. Not a whole lot goes by. It's pretty uneventful for you two. Go
Off
ahead.
3.
Sorry. you three. Go ahead and give me a perception if you'd like, though. Just to see if you catch anything going on while you're out and about.
Here.
Okay. 13.
Ignore the second roll.
No.
I didn't see anything though. Like
13
absolutely nothing.
and a 5.
Yeah. Should I roll
Technically,
for
that's a
lock
1.
too?
If you'd like Locke to see something, I think you're going a bit too fast to really utilize the smells, though. Especially for
Okay.
like anything that might be just like walking around off in the distance and whatnot. So that calls up to you.
I think, you know what? He's here. Why not?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why is it so faded? Highlighting him, so I should be able to. There we go.
With a 15.
Okay.
All right. Well, as y'all are looking back and just relaxing, enjoying the ride, you get a little bit of like a jolt as the cart stumbles every now and then. But taking a look around, doesn't feel like much is going on. It feels pretty dead. You do get a couple of guards that are out patrolling, walking the blocks back and forth and back and forth, looking across the way as you're about to head into the, like, through the gates to the, like, more, government district. You do see another cart. You see, like, lantern fashioned on top, where the driver is, just making their rounds off, going back down south around the corner.
Is there anybody in the back?
Nope, it appears to be a lone driver looking to pick up some fares.
Yeah.
But you all are able to make your way off to Dresmorland's abode. The cabbie will drop you off a few blocks away. Can't get like directly up next to the house, but it can get you like the corner down, and you can easily like walk. Take like 5 minutes to walk down the street.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. Dropping you off to where you are this night. I am glad that you enjoyed the party. I hope you folks stay safe. All right.
Thank you very much for your services.
All right. With that, he's gonna flip back the reins, and you see him begin to head back off to the street as the hooves begin to fade off into the distance. Now, you two are right in front of... Oh my god, my mouse is not cooperating. This is infuriating. Right in front of Dreswoman's house.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at doing?
Going to the entrance we were directed to.
All right, you can head up to the entrance. You see a very similar sight as was explained to Gale. You see that's a nice 2-story building, pretty wide. You see a building off towards the side that appears to be some sort of like side storage building, perhaps some sort of residence for a caretaker, something similar. Like a nice little deck that's kind of outcropped or out over top a pond.
Okay. I guess then we can knock at the door.
Yeah.
All right. And I assume you two are just walking together?
Yeah, us three at this point, because the
Sorry.
real
Yeah.
question is, where do I store Locke?
Yeah,
You're right.
we're
You're
gonna
right.
have to
Like, I
ask
have-
about him.
Yeah.
Let me
We'll
get-
probably just have to ask like
There we go.
where is the best place for him to stay.
Right. Like, is there a tree nearby that he can chill under tonight, or?
Sounds good. So as you make your way off to the entrance, again, you see the a little like silver bell that you can go ahead and ring, and just sounds off, and just like you hear it echo throughout the alleys. A few seconds later, Jeeves will appear, and the door will squeak open right in front of you. Yes, I see the rest of you have come as well. We have been expecting you. Your other companion has already arrived.
Oh, fantastic.
If you would, please come in, come in.
Cheers.
Now, in order to do the investigating, I had to bring along my companion here. I'm pointing to Locke. Now, I understand if you all don't want him inside, but is there any, like, tree that I could have him sleep under tonight?
I... Takes a look down at Locke. Well, how well behaved is he?
He's
Oh,
pretty well
very.
behaved. Yeah, he doesn't cause anybody any trouble.
We have plenty of treats for him that he enjoys.
Well, I'm sure we could make room for him off in the carriage station.
Okay, that sounds perfect.
We do have our horses stabled there. So as long as he won't be a problem for them, I won't
He
disturb them.
gets along
Or,
with horses.
all right. Let me make the preparations. So, is there any particular things your assistant will need overnight?
I mean,
Bowl of water, maybe.
yeah,
Finest
that sounds
steak
good.
that you could prepare.
Yeah, I mean, a bowl of water would be fine. I mean, it's not gonna get too cold out here, I assume, so that's probably just fine. Just enough space to stretch out and relax, and some water to drink. That sounds plenty.
I'll pull out a couple pieces of fish jerky. I'll give him one, and then I'll give Jeeves another. This is a good treat. You could give him.
Takes a look at his hands that's holding the fish jerky and just kind of like starts wiping some of the salt off outside. Yes, all right, fantastic. If you would, Miss, follow me. I will go take you to the drawing room. You, sir, if you could wait out here for just a moment.
Sure.
I'll lead
As
you.
we go,
Mm-hmm.
as we follow, I'll ask him. You see, I do make these fish jerky myself out of the fish that we catch, and the jerky is rather tasty. Would you like a piece of for yourself?
No, thank you. I am rather fine at the moment.
All right.
All right, here we. Oh, and with a little bit of a thud, he begins to open the door. Gale, Sev, you see each other. Sev, you see Gale just down in a little, like taking a sip from a teacup, seated at the table. You can easily enough just go join him. Jeeves will head back out towards the door with you, Rayleigh. You see that he's now carrying a small bowl of water that has seems to have like a little bit of like a crest of like an oak tree imprinted into like the white porcelain bowl.
Yeah.
He'll lead you out towards the side building off to the right from the manor and open the doors, and instantly just the smell of horses just overtakes you. Inside you see a cart that has been that's like right in the center way of the of the building. He'll lead Locke off towards the backside, put the bowl down, begin to like take a couple of bales of hay and try to like segment him off from the rest of the the rest of the area, trying to make sure just there's going to be no issue with the horses that you see off to your left and to your right in their own stalls.
Right, that sounds perfect.
Cora.
We'll go ahead and lead you back out. Close the doors once again, lock it, and begin to lead you.
Lock the door, unlock.
Yeah, he will lock the doors. Lead you back to the manor and direct you over to the drawing room. Once again, you hear the creak of the door open, and you see Sev and Gale in the room now.
So that makes 3.
Yep.
Yes, if you would, just take a seat, and as soon as Jasmolin is back with and finished with his business, I'll direct him here, and you all can discuss whatever matters he needs to attend to.
This sounds good. Cheers.
I
Thanks.
don't suppose I could trouble you for another kettle of tea for my friends.
Oh,
Yes.
that would be wonderful.
Yes, I could just bring the entire pot for the 3 of you. That's not a problem. It might be a little bit lukewarm. Let me see if I can try to boil it over the stove once again.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very
Oh.
much.
Cheers.
And you'll hear him close the door, begin to scuttle back through. In the meantime, anything y'all want to bring up, or are we just rolling through?
I mean, I guess maybe just Gale's gonna ask about if they discovered anything new while he was, moving on ahead.
Unfortunately, my mouse wasn't able to pick up anything. There were quite a bit of so many smells. Nothing stood out, unfortunately. It would have been nice if we'd been able to get Locke in there, but that was just out of the question, so.
Yeah. Perhaps Dresmorland might have some pull with a guard. Maybe we can have a look at some evidence that they might have taken themselves that we might not have got or a chance to look at.
Hopefully.
Suppose we could try and ask him when he comes here, but I'm more curious to hear what he has to say.
I do too. I don't know what was so pressing that he wanted to speak with us privately about it. I'm wondering if he knows something about the paintings that might explain the intrusion at the event.
Indeed. Where's Locke, by the way?
He's over by the horse stable in the back.
Oh, good.
Yes, he should do all right there.
All right. Well, with that, time begins to pass and pass and pass until finally it begins to drag.
Sev is probably like falling asleep at the table at this point because
Roughly about
Yeah, maybe Gale is probably like half asleep with like nursing the teacup in his hand.
roughly about an hour, 15 hour 20 passes when there is a large echo that resounds through the manor, even through
So
like
this-
the thick door of the drawing room.
I do want to say, since it's been time enough for a long rest, I am gonna use an arcane recovery. I'm hoping we don't need it, but just in case.
Would this be considered a long rest? Or
Yeah,
I guess probably
it's
not. It's not been 8 hours.
It's been an hour. So if you wanted to take a short rest, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nah, I think I'm fine HP wise, and I didn't really use any spell slots, so.
I'm fine for health. I just need some spells.
But you all are able to you pick up like that there's just like a door has just been ripped open, and you hear like thick, heavy footsteps begin to resound through the hall. You begin to hear some muffled voices through the door. Kind of similar, similar enough to like the Charlie Brown adult voices. You see them, although one of them does seem to be very furious and very upset.
Oh dear.
All right, as the exchange begins to die down, you hear a little click of your door as it begins to squeak open. And with a long, exasperated sigh, you see Dresburl, hair just in a mess. His normal off-white beige-looking clothes just kind of like ruffled together. I appreciate you coming here for the evening. I do wish it were under better circumstances.
How did your damage control go?
Oh, it has been one hell of a night.
Understandable.
Unfortunately, understandable. It seems that this matter won't be kept under wraps, and I fear it may have damaged some relations with the other cities. But I'm sure that will change all in due time. Just have to play the game. How are all of you doing? I assume you found the building just fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
we did.
Yeah, we did. We were only late because the guards kept us for a bit longer afterwards.
Yes.
Yes, understandable. I wrapped up everything at the museum there as well.
Unfortunately, they may have taken some things that might be useful for future investigation. I don't suppose you have any pull with the guard if we had to see any evidence in the future?
As much as I wish I had some sort of pull with the guard, no, I am treated as any ordinary citizen would be. If I want to see
Well,
any items that had been reclaimed, I need to go through the proper services, fill the proper paperwork. You understand how it is.
Yeah, a bother for sure.
Now, if you could, before we talk about matters of the museum, it's been brought to my attention that you are looking into some matters of your own. Tell me, what were the details of these?
So, my sibling is investigating a cult known as the Dark Suns out towards the western coast, and I'm wondering if they certainly seemed like cultists, and I'll pull out the drawing I have of the insignia. They had this insignia on them, as well as the stolen rings that we were investigating from Ash's Emporium. So there's just so much going on. There was also the metal construct we realized. There are also similar metal constructs as guards at Ash's Emporium. There's quite a bit to keep in mind, I suppose. But I'm going to need to get word to my sibling as soon as possible after a bit of sleep later. But I'm going to need to try to get word out to them as soon as I can, because this could be something they might need to know.
Yes, yes. So you said that there was something to do with Asher's shop.
Yes. The ring.
Potentially.
Yeah,
They-
he said that he had some package stolen from a warehouse, similar to how we got ambushed by thieves when we were bringing your package the other day.
However, when we investigated, there was no damage, no sign of forced entry on the building. So, it's possible that the thieves, who clearly possess capabilities of teleportation, could have used that to go in through the warehouse that way, or it could have been an inside job if Asher were in on it at all. Could have had the workers let him in. Certainly suspicious that the construct was similar to the ones that he
Speaking
had.
of teleportation, we're pretty certain that the thief who got away must have somehow teleported out the window, because there was no sign of anything broken, and none of the guards or anyone saw them leave, and I wasn't able to find them. And
This is
unfortunately, I wasn't able to track them down because the guards wanted to do their own investigation and they quickly shuffled us out.
I did stay behind a bit. I had my familiar do a bit of investigating myself to just make sure the guards weren't keeping anything from us. Unfortunately, my mouse did not find anything of any note.
I did manage to keep a couple of these, and I show them the 3 rings that I had, or maybe 2. And I guess Relay still had 1.
I wasn't there.
yeah.
No,
I think you had 2. Sev had 3 that she gave to
And I-
the guard.
I was forced to give
Okay.
them, yeah.
Alright, well, I still have 2, I guess.
Oh, it is possible. Perhaps I could identify these two, see if there are any different spells on them. That were different than the one that I investigated, which I had given to the guards.
Also, Dresmorland, we never procured these. I kind of hand them off to Sev.
Yeah.
I'll just wave off. Yes, yes, I understand. I am very intrigued with these rings. Seem to hold.
Yes, I can find out in. Give me about 20 minutes, and I can see any further details.
Does it really need to take 20 minutes? There are other matters that I did want to discuss, and I do not want to wait any longer.
Of course. We can do this another time.
We can, yes.
Right, well, what are you all thinking at the moment then? Is there... What is the likelihood of Asher being involved in a scheme? Is it something that we will have to take a look into?
Yes, certainly.
Given that there was a metal construct, at the very least,
As well as the
best
stolen
case
rings.
scenario, he would just know how it works. Worst case scenario, he's somehow involved.
I mean, it is something that we'll have to figure out more if ever, because virtually like the rings that went missing from his shop's warehouse ended up inside your museum in the hands of perpetrators. So, like, whether he was involved or not, the two incidents were definitely related in some way.
Yes. So, I mean, he should certainly know that it's happened. Perhaps he could aid us in our own investments, but I should probably suggest we stay stay vigilant around him and his associates.
Yes.
But I did get a good drawing of the rune that was on the construct.
Also, they wore robes and they had these symbols on them. I kind of produced my sketch as well.
Okay. He'll begin to take the sketch from you. It really is a shame, though. I know that one of my administrators at the museum often does business with Asher. It would be a shame to see that they were involved in any way. And so, it seems that the metal creature at the gala tonight, they are similar to the metal creatures inside the shop.
I guess I mean, I don't quite remember if you described the ones that he has in the shop. Did they look similar at all in any way? Like just from the outside?
I did. They don't look very similar.
I'm assuming these were just like helper constructs, not some kind
Yeah.
of smashing golem.
That's fair, yeah.
So they were very tall. They were roughly like 8 foot tall. But
Okay.
they had like exhaust tubes, kind of like ears or horns, where smoke was being like pumped out of.
Okay.
You see like puffs every few seconds. And they appeared to be made of like brass, very, very shiny, very polished. The one at the gala appeared to be a bit more chaotic in construction, as if it had been like scavenged or recovered or built out of like spare parts. So definitely a very like different build quality.
All right.
So we might be talking about like a gnomish construct versus something made by a goblin in WoW terms.
Potentially. Like there's definitely like a different level of craftsmanship, if not potentially by race or region, at least by materials used.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It also sounds more like it had the potential to be like stolen rather than it was like given as part of an inside job. So,
Yes,
well,
I
at the very
was just gonna say, I suppose that is a thought.
as it is, I do think they might Quentin, the one with the runes specifically, might be able to give some sort of insight, just to see if he has ever worked with something like that in the past, and perhaps if he knows, perhaps if they've had some parts for a construct stolen at any point, that could be, I don't know, just have to speak with them.
Yes, I believe it might prove rather difficult. Come the next few days, as they're, I'm sure, no doubt, being interrogated by the guards and city officials and whatnot. But if
Right.
By any chance they are still here, not immediately taken into custody, it may do well to try and reach out to them, just to glean any potential information. but yes, something we'll definitely be wanting to keep our eyes on. Now, this sketch, Gale. Where did you say that you had seen this? Where was this from?
It was stitched into the robes of one of the cultists, or well, it seemed to be on all the robes of the cultists. And like I described the color of the robes and etc. This might be useful information to us. Should we attempt to infiltrate this cult? If we could replicate the robes, we might be able to fit in.
Yes, might be a bit easier than you think.
How do you mean?
So, these symbol I've seen before. We'll take a little walk over towards the shelf. He's gonna go look through a couple of different books and pull like large volume off the shelf and lay it down. You see, my friends. I have a contact off in the western portion of Cyndrus.
May I ask their name?
You may ask. You may not receive an answer. I'll give you a little smile. Currently, they're taking a look into a few circumstances that have transpired out towards Orsted and the whole coastal area over near the Amber Isles. And you see, I was expecting that reminds me. I had been informed that there had been one more of you. One that had actually completed this delivery for me.
She got sidetracked. We're not sure
We're
where
not
she
sure
wandered
how,
off,
but she vanished from the guard site before we started being interrogated.
she's quite a bit better at being out of sight than the rest of us, it seems.
Well, I mean, there are things I could have done, but I just had no reason to.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
for
I
the
should ask, is your associate the type to be, misty?
do not understand what you mean by misty.
That's alright. It's probably not who I think you're talking to. Anyway, about the delivery you were speaking of?
Yes. They were sending an item down this way. It seems that there had been a few. How do I say? There had been a few.
Vampires?
Yes, potentially.
My sibling ran into some.
Oh. Were they contracted to?
Yes,
Hi.
they were.
May they well have been the same person then.
Their name was Fog.
Oh.
That's what I meant by the misty type.
Yes. Now that you say that, I understand now. I'll begin to take a look at you, just give you like a very shaking his head, very confused look. Well.
So you were the one that asked them to go off and investigate?
No, that was not me. I was off looking at other matters here, looking for other sorts of potential sites to visit. That was actually my companion that I'm talking about, and it seems that he was off investigating what appears to be a resurgence of occult, to put it lightly. It seems that this symbol, Gale, begin to flip to a page and flip the book around so the three of you can see it and get up from his chair and just like slide it across the table. As you see here, we're gonna like tap down on the page. It is nearly 1-for-1 for the symbol that you had sketched out. And
That seems to be it.
you're saying that these were on the back of every robe.
I'm gonna pull out
Mages, yes.
I'm gonna pull out the necklaces. They had these on, and we did manage to get away with them in case we were to need to infiltrate.
All right. Was there anything else that they had on them?
The rings, indeed.
Begins to
Which-
pocket the rings.
Oh, wait, no, I had the rings.
Oh, I thought you gave them to him.
No, because I need to cast Identify on them later after we're done talking.
Gotcha. Okay.
But no. Yes. So they had the necklaces, the rings, the hoods on the robes, and daggers. That was about it.
Yes, all right then. These necklaces seem to check out. The idea of blending in may be one that we may need to utilize in the future. Now, as I said, my assistant, my associate rather, he has been off trying to look through matters along the
Yeah.
western coast. And it seems that there are whispers of the Dark Suns trying to reform, believing that they need to rekindle a lost magic, a lost power that has been sealed. I cannot verify how accurate this information may be. These are rumors that have persisted through history for ages. But it is worrying that this would be coming back.
Now, Fog is investigating the exact same thing in the same location. Is there any chance they're working together? I certainly. Fog doesn't tend to work with others, but considering you had a run-in a sense, via the delivery from the vampires, is there any chance they would have run into each other?
I believe there is a chance. To my knowledge, this was the only item left from the venture. If they were involved in this, I would have to assume it was through the same person.
All right. Now, is there any way of getting word to them? Because I need to get this information to Fog as soon as I can, and I'm not sure if you'd have a more quick and direct line of contact than I would.
What information was that exactly?
Just everything that happened and everything we investigated. And
Oh,
the,
regarding the issues at the museum.
yes.
I see. I could certainly try to go through my channels and try to expedite a message out to them, just to see if your Fog might still be around or working for them.
Sounds good. I'll certainly send one through my channels as well, but just to be on the safe side, I'd rather have all avenues covered.
Yes, yes, I will go ahead and take a look at that. Not to worry. Although I would appreciate if I could see the rings just for safekeeping. I don't want any other misfortune to befall them.
We can do that. We did want to cast the spell, which would take about 20 minutes. Just to
You
identify.
allow her to do that. It might benefit everyone.
Perhaps after our talk here.
Of course.
Yes.
All right.
Now, after they were procuring the rings and everything, I was running back to the guild to get Locke, my wolf, to try and have him sniff around to make sure everything was fine, or figure out any information. The only information we gathered from that is that the one who disappeared from the darkness headed towards the stained glass window to the right, and that's where the that's where the smell ended. So somehow he managed to get through a stained glass window or something.
It was likely teleportation, or something of that sort. But as I mentioned, because the guards started their own investigation and ushered us out, we couldn't really verify anything.
Yes, and my mouse did not do so either.
Yes, but it is still a good lead, and it's still something to consider at the very least. Remind me again, what were the qualities of this ring you had identified?
The one that I'd identified, that ended up having to be given to the guards, it was a ring of spell storage. It could hold a certain number of charges. It had a cast of darkness and cast of hold person. It had half the charges used already though, so no way of knowing what had been used before.
Okay, well that is a very good starting place. Perhaps I will try to get Gonathan on its items like this are his area of expertise.
Oh, yes, certainly.
No. This is all very concerning to me. Especially considering that, well, not only do we have damage to the items recovered, but one of the paintings was stolen. And the paintings, you see, the paintings is really what I wanted to talk to you about tonight.
Yes, we figured as much.
At least 5 out of 6 isn't bad.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. But it's a look on the bright side. However,
Yes.
they still have one of them, which means they will have an idea of what it may correspond with. This painting, where let me better explain. Begins to flip through a couple more passages in the book that he had brought out.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ones that he authored, or a different one?
No, the one he had pulled off the shelf that had the symbol of the
Okay.
of the image on the robes.
Oh, yeah.
He'll flip through a couple more passages, get to like a new chapter, new section. Now, there were rumors of wild, mythic beasts and creatures that once served as protectors or guardians of our land. These beasts, however, seem to be just that, nothing but rumors, nothing but old fairy tales that are often told to children to either scare them or lure them to sleep. Some rumors say that there were some paintings that had been made outlining where some of the entrances or regions where these creatures could potentially be found. Whether they be shrines or their natural habitats or what have you. I worry that if these dark suns were to try and usher in a new age, a new era, and they're trying to use these creatures and summon them forth, it may not. How do I put it lightly? It would not work out well for us should the rumors be true. You understand?
Quite.
I think you're being crystal clear, yes.
I hate to be the person to ask you of this, but I am a man of treasure and history. I do not care much for the fates of the world exactly, but I would appreciate if you were to look into these matters to at least confirm if they were true or not, to see if there really are creatures, to see if there really are remnants of these creatures, or if they have moved on, or if they were just merely scrawlings of cultures from ages past.
I mean, you telling us this is good use of your knowledge of history, and if we don't, there won't be a world for you to study anyway.
That is not how I would prefer to look at it, but yes, you are correct.
I'm
Well,
not sure what we're going to be up against, but depending on the nature of this mission you're sending us, we might need more allies.
Is there
Yeah.
anything you had in mind? Any... What are
Out
you...
of game, maybe a couple of guild NPCs, depending on. So, what's Emily doing these days?
yeah, right?
Yeah. Also, out of game, I was being bothered by someone from like, could I get a Cliff Notes version of what just happened?
Yeah, no worries. We were going over the events of the break-in at the museum. Drismorland had an associate off in Orsted that we learned could have been the quest giver for the one-shot. Is the reason why Lightning was bringing back the vial of vampire blood to Grimseth. And there are rumors and legends and myths of these creatures, these large, like just mythic beings that once served as rulers or protectors or guardians of different regions of Cyndrus, and that apparently there had been paintings that had been made detailing either like shrines to them or like their habitats where these creatures would potentially live. And Dresmelin is wondering if perhaps that is the goal of the cults, and why one of the paintings had been stolen.
Okay, and is there any descriptor of the creatures that I missed besides just large? Because I felt like I missed something about that.
No specific ideas yet.
Okay, thanks.
So, also suggestion out of game NPC fog if we're gonna end up out that way.
Perhaps we shall see.
Anyway, so are you suggesting we try to go meet up with Fogg and your associates and see what they know, or, infiltrate this cult? Or are you suggesting we look elsewhere for information on
Uh,
the creatures?
yes, I actually have a couple of requests to ask from you, if you don't mind. So, I did manage to, as best as I could, smooth over the issue, the situation from tonight with the other officials. It didn't end on the best of terms, however, and there will be quite a bit of work repairing those relationships. However, it seems that Brynjolf was very understanding, thankfully. But he would be
Good.
needing an escort back to Hartham.
Well, we could certainly do that. Nothing too complicated.
This is sort of around where Gale used to be from.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess he'll shudder a little bit at that.
Yeah, it would be like the main. It is like the capital of the Ardnick wildlands, and you definitely would be either very familiar if this is where you had been from for the majority before heading out. Even better.
Yep.
But you see, this really works twofold. As it seems that the painting that had been stolen was of some northern tundra, some snowy region. And Brynjolf hails from the Ardnick Wildlands. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind escorting him back, then perhaps maybe trying to dig up some information from the libraries, from the scribes up there, and see if there are any mentions, any rumors of such shrines or creatures that may be guarding the lands. If there
Makes
is,
sense. I mean,
if there is something there, if you could go and investigate and just see what lies in wait, I would be
Is there any
advantageous.
passive knowledge that Gale might know from the Druidic village that might be related to what he's talking about?
Go ahead, give me a history.
Sure. Bupkis.
With an 8,
Uh,
you know that there's definitely been like a large focus on folklore, and there have been a lot of talk about various different creatures and beings that like roam the forests of the north of Cyndrus. You think there might have been maybe a couple of different like varying stories over like protectors or guardian like creatures, but you're not sure like the validity or if it might even apply to like the same kind of era.
How far from the capital is Gale's village? If it would be too much trouble to, like, side track there. I mean, I guess it might be good to go to the village in person, just to visit Fossil and everyone, but...
Sure. So I'd say so Hartham is up. It's one of the very northernmost cities of Cyndrus before it begins to like fully bleed into the mountains. I'd say your village is probably maybe like a week's travel east before passing through the Giant's Back Mountains. Like, it seems as if it would be through the road to Hartham. It would
Okay.
be.
I mean, either way, we would go there first, but, like, I'll just say, perhaps if time permits, I could also consult with some of the people of my village, although they have fallen on hard times, but it's not something I prefer to discuss right now.
I understand. I would not pry. Is there?
Although I did want to keep this to myself, but I did speak to your archivist about this. And all of you have been my companions long enough. I suppose I could enlighten you. Not that I want to derail what you wanted to speak about, but there's this disease affecting the village, and if there are mythical creatures, and this disease itself was considered mythical, but it's very real. I'd say it probably warrants investigating.
Oh, certainly. I, yes.
Any idea if going there will get us infected or not? Like how the disease is spread or anything?
I'm still trying to find information about that, and actually, as luck would have it, your museum happened to have a text referring to it. Although after speaking to, sorry, I forget her name. What was it?
Agita.
Agita. She suggested that we don't discuss it openly, lest it attracts attention from the church.
Oh, I'm almost wondering if this is something Fogg would know about, but best be figuring out how to get in touch with them about everything else. I should also be doing some. When I go speak to my associates about getting word to Fogg tomorrow, I shall also ask of any information for any contacts my associates would have out that way and how to find them when we get there.
Ultimately, Dresmorland, what I wanted to get at was maybe my village elders may know anything about these mythical creatures that we might be looking for or
If there's
might
any
stumble on.
connection, yes, with
Yes.
the disease. And
Yes, that does seem like a very good idea. Perhaps. I'm not sure what might be better for all of you. Regardless, we will need to have Brynjolf escorted to Hartham at the first chance possible. But while you're in Hartham, if you may take a look around and try to scrounge up any sort of information about these creatures, about these beings. If you think it would be beneficial to stop by your village, if it's nearby.
About a week's travel.
If it's a week, I do worry about what this Dark Suns is doing. But if you believe that it would be potentially beneficial, perhaps we see what information you find at Hartham and then you make the call. I do believe that the three of you do have a wonderful head upon your shoulders to assess the situation. And perhaps I can try to scrounge up someone to come assist as well. That may potentially try to take in the information, perhaps answer any questions you might have, or just assist you in the venture.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Now, I can't guarantee that they will be ready for you by the time that Brynjolf must depart, but I will send them up to Heartham in the meantime, in the coming days.
Perhaps put in an ad with the guild, just calling it an escort mission. You don't have to list details. And once they're done, they can just return to Grimseth.
Perhaps I can. There are a few individuals that I'm very familiar with at the guild, and there may be some I could call upon. Perhaps some I could request a few favors from outside the guild. We will see. We'll see where that goes.
If we're able to get a hold of Fog, they might be willing to assist, but
Yes, if they're on the western coast, however, it is about a month's journey to come back here, or perhaps to even get to Heartham. It may not be the most expedient of choices.
all right.
But that said, I do appreciate you taking in this request for me. And
Of course.
I do hope that our fears are not confirmed and that stories are just what they are. They're just stories.
Look at it this way. We managed to defend ourselves pretty effectively with half our kit. Imagine how much of an effective escort will be if we have all of our tools with us.
Yes,
Certainly.
yes, that's a very true point. That said, I did have a little musing, if you wouldn't mind. If you'll be taking a look into these matters, and potentially taking a look back at the other locations as we try to potentially decipher where they may be from, I only believe it fitting that you are able to identify yourselves as working for me and for the Hund family in Grimsooth.
As long as we don't have to be branded.
No brands. That is not part of the deal. You're not cattle.
That was a joke.
Yes. Very, very good one, my friends. Yes. Begins to just give
-2
you...
charisma coming in clutch.
Seven really are just like snickering to the side.
Perhaps not cattle, but perhaps dogs. Perhaps even...
Meanwhile, Hemlock is kind of twitching in the bar.
Yeah. we do have one of those.
Well, I mean, so do you want to give us tags? I show like the guild signet I have.
I suppose I may as well be collecting them, as I have like my guild.
Yeah,
guild
they're like
necklace
Pokemon
and-
cards.
Yeah, I have a guild necklace and then my ring from the academy, and I probably have some sort of like something for Fog's association.
I do not have any sort of insignia or anything to give out. But if it would make you feel more comfortable, I could always try to get something made.
Oh,
No, whatever you had in mind is fine. I mean, sorry, that was just another joke.
Oh, my...
Whatever's recognizable,
apologies.
I guess.
Well,
I suppose I've been employed by quite a few organizations in the past, you could say, so I've just got a bit of a collection now.
I hope none of which will interfere with our business going on here.
Certainly not.
Okay.
In fact, in fact, one of them may be assisting in an indirect way, so.
I see we may need to talk about this later. I just want to make sure there will be no issues between the two. I could
No
not tell
conflicts
if
of
that
interest
was...
I can think of.
All right, good. I would last... Forgive me. I can't tell it's his joke or not. I'm...
That time I was being serious.
Gotcha. So, yes, as far as the group, I figured you might as well be known and associated with the Hund family, and I figured if you're out sniffing for various different clues or resources or shrines, dungeons, you know, here, there, what better animal would be than a dog? And I figured you could become the Hounds of Hund.
Oh, yes. Sure.
Yeah.
I think to it.
That works.
Name still working on it, but I thought it quite had a ring to it.
You know,
I feel
yes.
like alliteration is good.
Yes,
Yeah,
and we do have a rather talented hound among us.
It's a shame
Rayleigh
he's
is
not.
on board with this.
Yeah.
I mean, if there
So
are
sadly,
any,
he doesn't get treated all that well.
if there are any hesitations about the name, I am always open
Work on
to
it.
discussing them. But I figured, you know, it is part of our family's history, so it would be much appropriate.
All right.
At a game, is there like a bunch of like dog heraldry all over his mansion?
So it's been
And also,
dark.
for someone who is proud of dogs, he did not seem too keen about, you know, Locke when we first met.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, there's the difference. Like, you know how you got some people who are very protective of their dog, but don't like other people's dogs?
I guess.
Hey,
Yeah.
whatever.
But, no, yeah, with like, it was pretty dark in the manor itself. I doubt I got a, like, best look around at the scenery. Might be something to consider looking into, come daytime on another visit, though.
Yeah.
So, assuming that there is no trouble, would you all be willing to depart tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Yes. As I said, I do need to find my associates, give them my word to send off to Fog, but other than that, yes.
And you others, are there any other commitments that you would need to work out?
Not immediately. My alchemical research can wait, and if we're heading off to the village shortly afterwards, I mean, I suppose I could just drop in on the way back.
Nothing immediate now.
And no, apart from my research with Agatha, nothing.
All right, well, fantastic. I will try to round back with Agita and see if there is anything I can do to assist in this endeavor as well for you.
I'd appreciate it, but as I said, please, discretion.
Yes, I understand. Well, I believe that it might be better to try and set off towards midday, perhaps evening tomorrow, so we lose any sort of business or bustle on the road, and it gives you the day to prepare and see if there are any loose ends you need to tie up or any goods you may need to secure to prepare for the journey up north.
Sounds good.
This day is going to be a rather it's going to be rather cold. So I just want you to make sure that you are all taking the necessary precautions.
Actually,
Right.
I think my original kit probably was wintry, so I think I'll just take that with me.
Yeah,
You guys might need to buy
yeah, we're probably gonna need
Arctic
to.
Right.
proof clothing.
Yeah,
Especially because I'm from even further south, so
Yeah,
yeah,
you're from like Florida.
basically, yeah.
yeah. Rayleigh's not gonna have a good time. Sev is probably like, I mean, the capital is like pretty much just straight west, so like she'll probably be a little uncomfortable, just a little chilly, but Rayleigh's not gonna have a good time.
Yeah, no. But on the other hand, Rayleigh has a personal heater. Dogs are warmer
That
than
is
people.
true.
All right. Well, I believe that is most of the information that I will um, need to go over with all of you at this time. If you could come by tomorrow. Um,
Let me just identify these rings before we go,
yes,
and then we may
yes.
leave them with you.
Well, I was going.
Also, what time is it? Is it like 3, 4
Yeah.
a.m. now, or?
Currently, it's probably around like 2-ish. Probably like bleeding into 2:30
Okay.
now.
So chances are there probably aren't any carriages around. How far is the guild from Dresmorland's place?
It's about like a district and a half over, so about an hour and a half
Oh,
walk.
Jesus, okay.
All right.
You sure it has to be tomorrow?
Well, that is what we were looking to have Brynjolf set off by. He does have a
Right.
few meetings that he needed to attend, and he did not anticipate to have any sort of troubles while here.
Of course.
Alright.
Alright, that's fine.
Just give me about 20 minutes with the rings here, and then we can be on our way.
Yes. If you could just scoot off over towards the... He'll begin to like guide you off to like the end of the table so you can conduct whatever you need to.
Yep.
And while this is going on, he'll go back to Gale and Rayleigh. Yes, and are there any other questions you have for me? Anything else I might be able to answer or assist you with?
Not off the top of my head. Not that I want to ask too much of you, but for certain supplies, I don't suppose you could give us a bit of a stipend? It's
You
gonna
know,
be
look,
really cold, and just like we wouldn't go crazy or anything, but we might need some money for potions and whatnot, and I have winter gear. I'm not sure about these two.
No, from me.
I'm from the Glade, so further south.
yes, you're not one for the cold climates. I am sure. Have you already gone through most of the stipend from your last venture?
Actually, how are we doing for money?
I'd say I still have. I spent 2/3 of it on equipment and
I got like 37 gold.
Still
yeah,
have
I
like,
spent
I mean,
2/3 on
I still
equipment
have
and training. Yeah.
but I have like 462 on my person, 120 in the bank, in 62 silver. So I kind of think I'm doing better than these two.
Yeah, I'm at 450 right now.
Yeah, I spent a lot.
go ahead and give me persuasion, Gale.
Why am I the one doing it?
You're the one who brought it up.
Okay.
Would have been better.
Or
for me,
no.
but,
Yeah.
With a 4, yeah. So take a look. I believe that is why we were so generous with the reward from last time.
Well, you can't blame me for trying.
No, I understand. It's just there are several channels and protocols that I need to go through, and if it looks
Of
like I'm
course.
taking out more money, then it.
I could see if some of my other associates that I know in relation to fog, if they have any equipment, they might be willing to loan me.
Yes, perhaps we could try to reach through your other channels in case you may need some
Oh,
clothing or
it
equipment or whatever.
it might be
else.
worth checking at the guild. We did borrow some of those cloaks that one time. We could see if they have any winter gear there.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, I believe we'll do your ritual, see what you could find out, and
Yeah.
let's see if we can return back to the guild. And you don't happen to have a carriage driver on staff, do you? I'm not sure if there are any remaining out on the streets at this hour.
We do have one horse, but who is likely at the stables, but no carriage, unfortunately.
Well, I was going to offer tomorrow, but if you're bringing it up now, I do not have a carriage driver for you all, but I do have a carriage that has been stationed and settled here for quite a bit that you all would be free to use for the journey to Hartham and back.
Well, we could certainly do that.
I meant more for tonight, but that is also useful information.
Yeah.
Well, if you are looking to retire for the night, you can always stay here at one of our guest rooms.
Oh goodness.
That
Thank you very
works. Thank you.
That works. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I realize it is. It is getting rather late, and I do understand that you would need to be rather well rested to go through the shops and back to the guild tomorrow to go collect your items. So, yes, if you'd like to stay here for the night, and retire so you can set out rather early tomorrow, you can go ahead and I'm sure we can get, we could pay for some sort of fare for you to go to the shops to gather whatever items you may need or your belongings from the guild.
Oh, thank you.
That said, is there anything else that you need from me tonight before I retire?
No, I think that's all I could think of.
Just waiting on me.
Yes.
Yep, and about this time, like you're kind of like chiming in after each of the 2 casts. You realize that both of the rings also have 8 charges.
Mm-hmm.
4 of them have been used.
Mm-hmm.
1 holds a cast of Arcane Eye, and another holds a cast of Blink.
Link.
Huh.
And
Now, is that blink like in terms of a short teleport, or is that something else?
it is the spell Blink.
Let me.
I'm just asking what it does.
Sure.
I mean, I wouldn't know in game, but like I'm just curious.
Let me go
It
ahead
is
and try to...
teleportation. It's level 3. I don't know why. See, I was looking through this. Can see. Oh, it's a 10 foot.
If I remember right,
okay.
it brings you to the ethereal realm.
Yeah.
Or the ethereal plane.
And then you can.
It's like phasing out of existence briefly and then phasing back
And
in.
then, yeah.
Right. I'd
But
say
yes, you can
Sev,
teleport.
you know this is a slightly altered version.
Huh.
While not innately familiar with like the normal spell,
Mhm.
you know that like there's just something about this that feels different. Not able to tell exactly what yet, but you're able to tell it's not quite the exact same like energy.
All right, and then the other was Arcane Eye.
Yeah. So we have
Is that like a divination spell?
It is. It's a level 4.
right, it's holding up 4 charges.
Yes. Let's see.
And
Mentally receive. Okay. Create an invisible magical eye within range. Hovers in the air for duration. Mentally receive visual information from the eye. Normal vision and dark vision to 30 feet. Look in any direction. Any action, you can move the eye up to 30 feet. No limit to how far. A solid barrier blocks the eye's movement. I can pass through an opening as small as an inch, and concentration up to an hour. And then Blink was a level 3.
Yep, Blink was a level 3 indeed.
and hypothetically speaking, would she be able to write down the spell in her spell book if she
Nope.
were to? Okay.
Yeah, me and Dale already talked about it.
Okay.
So this is just the first one, or this is one is Blink and one is Arcane Eye,
Correct.
and then
mhm,
so both of them had 4 charges used already.
correct.
And then what was the remaining spell on the one with Blink?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm trying to look through my notes, see what that is, because I didn't have that written down. The last one was Catapult.
Catapult. Huh. All right. Interesting.
So we had the 4
Okay.
used, 4 charges for Arcane Eye. We had the 4 used, 3 charges for Blink, and 1 charge for Catapult.
Huh. So the chart. So we know that they have access to Blink as a spell. So it is theoretically possible that the one who got away used it to get out the window.
That is an idea.
All right. Good to know. All right. I will let you hold on to these, but you should know that we did say we were going to get these back to Asha, for a reward. It would probably be best if the remaining charges were not used.
Yes. I do believe that it would be prudent to not return them when the guards are present.
Well, yes.
If you could hand them over so I could keep them here for safekeeping, that'd be great. I will make sure these are delivered personally by Gonathan to make sure that things are all smoothed over and to try and iron out whatever issues that the shop would have.
Well,
Sounds
we
like a
can
plan.
do that.
All right, so he'll go now. Now that we
Now
get what's
I
happening, he'll
can
go
get-
ahead and take him, put him in his pocket, and like Bilbo, like tap the pocket like it's the one ring. Very interesting ideas, however. I am curious which of the members of this group would have been able to teleport or not. It seems we have 2 confirmed, but there might have been more.
It's
Mhm.
quite possible. There's certainly higher level spells that have much further much further teleportation capabilities that could have been put on the ring.
Yes. But I suppose we can only ponder for now, but I'm sure we will discover what this was someday.
Yes.
That said, I am rather tired. If you will excuse me, I am going to retire for the night, but make sure that Jeeves
shall
will
go.
show you all to your individual rooms, and we will make sure that the fare is paid for your journey back to the guild tomorrow.
Of course,
Thank
thank
you
you.
much.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, you all. I do appreciate the wondrous favor you are taking on. That said, if you need anything, I will try to be present tomorrow. If not, I wish you the best. I wish you safe and good luck, and the best wishes to get back.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
And with that, he's
Good
going to bow and open the door, close it, and hear a little click right as he leaves. And you all are on your own.
Suppose we'll just wait for Jeeves then.
Yeah. Did he leave the book out, or did he put it back on the shelf?
Book is still out, yeah.
I am going to like flip through it a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really going to be able to conceal it much, but I do want to peruse it.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me an investigation, I guess. Just like flip through the pages.
Yeah.
Woo! Knowledge.
Knowledge.
The 13.
Yeah.
You head back to like the table of contents and you see all the different lines of dialogue. Or what am I saying? The different like lines of like the chapters and sections and subsections and everything else. And you can tell that this appears to be a book of folklore from like various different regions around Cyndrus, along with like old, like mythic groups that are thought to have been like expired, like different cults, different religions, different thing, like periods of times, like religions and orders that rose and fell along with whatever beasts or guardians or people would have led these crusades.
All right. Any mention of a mall?
Not from what you can tell.
I do want to try to get in contact with Amal and ask him if he recognizes anything on this.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a charisma.
Aha! Dirty 20.
20. I assume you have the book with you at the moment, right?
Yes. I have both books. Yes.
Wait, what do you mean both books?
As in my book that is with Amal and the book that I'm reading with the folklore.
Gotcha. Okay, the new one. Okay. You concentrate real hard. You just try to reach out to them all. Just close your eyes, take a breath, breathe in. There's no response. You're not getting
God
anything.
Damn it.
And this is when you hear a slight bit of scratching coming from the book, coming from your spell book.
Scratching?
Mm-hmm. As if scratching, some sort of sound of, as if like graphite touching parchment.
I'm gonna open it and see if I can find anything that's being like any new thing that's being written somewhere in the book.
Okay, yeah, I can go try to like flip through the pages, looking through. You see all your different like formulas and recipes for spells and new musings, things that you're working on. You get towards like the last few pages that are kind of like organized to be like an appendix.
Mm-hmm.
And you see some rather elegant script. It is difficult.
That's all it says.
That's all it says.
God damn it, you gave me a fucking Tom Riddle diary, babe.
It's in a book.
Alright, I'm gonna write then underneath right there where it is. Just can you let's see, how would I word this?
So as you take a look at the writing and like you trace it and like you recognize what it is, as you finish reading, like comprehending it, it begins to fade away.
Alright, so I'm gonna write right above where it was and just write, can you see what I see?
As you write in, wait a couple seconds. Silence. Nothing but the flame flickering on the candle holder.
And I don't it doesn't fade away and no new writing appears.
Your writing does not fade away, and no new writing appears.
Damn. Alright. I'm gonna like tuck like you said that this book was rather small. The Dresmorland's book.
Oh no, it is. It is large. It is thick.
It's big.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm almost wondering if it's like possible to like put like open to like, you know, whichever page it corresponds to the cultists, I guess, that was originally open, and set my spell book on top of that page and write, can you see this?
Like right beneath where you wrote before?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and try to put the book right on top. You can try to scratch in. You finish penning and everything. A couple seconds goes by. No sound scratching back. No response.
God damn it.
You just have 2 lines of text written in.
Hmm. Right. Well, perhaps if I have these 2 books together, overnight something may appear. Otherwise, I would like to read it a bit.
All right. Well, it's about this time that Jeeves begins to walk in. You hear the creak of the door open, swinging wide once again. Yes. Now, if you're all ready, I will show you to your quarters for the night.
All right.
Jeeves.
All right.
Thanks.
I will grab both books and fold them up and take them.
All right. So go ahead and give me a sleight of hand for that second book.
I'm not I mean, I guess.
You were trained to take it.
Yeah. Wah.
As you are the last to get up, Sev. James will just look over the others. Yes, my lady, please, all books need to stay in the room. If you wish to check on one, you can always do so in the morning.
Oh, all right. Okay. Guess I'll set it back down.
All right, he'll usher the others out and stay right by the door waiting for you to come through as he motions for you to follow.
Yep.
All right, he will lead you all up the stairs, take you around the west wing of the manor, brings you down this this long, thin hallway. And you just see doors upon doors upon doors to your left and to your right. About 5 doors down, he'll open 3 doors for you. 2 right next to each other and 1 on the other side of the, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. And he'll direct you all to your rooms. Now, of course, if there's anything, please do ring the bell located by the door. If there's anything you need, any service you require, I will do my best to arrive as promptly as I can.
Oh, thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your nights and sleep well.
Cheers.
And he'll close the door on all of you as you head off to your separate rooms. And you will hear his footsteps walk away, echo down the hallway. You are left to your own devices as you retire for the night.
Long rest, long rest, long rest,
Yeah,
long rest,
pass the
long
fuck
rest, long
out.
rest, long rest.
Yeah, it's a long rest.
Long rest.
All right, I think
I
there
am
is a
having-
great time to take a little bit of a break so we can get up, stretch, and just make sure we're all doing okay.
Yeah, I need to get. So Cora took her collar off like a long time ago, and I need to get her and put it back on.
All right, well, cool. Fantastic. I will see all of you folks in
Cool.
another few minutes then. See y'all soon.
Cool.
Good luck herding cats.
Yep.
All right, and welcome back. So before we begin to head on, where is everyone at? We kind of I feel like we had a big resolution to everything we got going on right now. Has there been any new sway of information? Has there been anything that's kind of come up to kind of sway you one way or another? Let's start off with Gale.
Yes.
What are you thinking? What do you have your thoughts changed at all? Are you excited for anything new?
Maybe not excited. I guess maybe he might be a bit relieved to get that village stuff off his chest, although he's worried that information about it might get out. But at the same time, now that he told Tresmorland, he might more be actively researching the problem and might be able to help Agatha find more stuff.
Sure. Yeah, so definitely a sort of weight off having just being able to at least explain the situation to someone and thinking they might actually help me with this.
Yeah, although if he has to go to Hartham, he might encounter some of his old bullies, which might be a bit of cognitive dissonance.
If any of the bullies are there,
while old Gale probably would have cowered, new Gale would probably just stick them to death.
yeah.
All right.
Although, I mean, it might take a bit of, trauma to go through kind of thing.
Sure.
I have a feeling you'd probably have an angry Sev too.
Understandable. All right. Well then, what's really thinking?
Okay, so the mention of legendary creatures of mythology or something has gotten curious, but the vagueness of it is producing an issue because he's hunted and tracked many a creature, but you typically have more to go on when thing is big and exist.
Yeah, also, I mean,
Yeah.
I know there's a bit of um there are creatures to us that are mundane, and fantastical creatures exist in this world. For us, what would be more fantastical than something in a fantastical universe is, I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think even something along the lines of like coming from your background, right? Being up in the northern areas, even something along the lines of like a Yeti might be something fantastical because it's this large whole uh hulking lumbering creature that isn't seen all too often, but there are stories of like devastation all around. So there are
Okay.
definitely like quote
Well,
unquote
we've seen things like
common.
dragons and stuff.
Right, like the dragon in particular would definitely be like one of the most fantastical things you could see. It is definitely not a super rare sight.
Okay.
All right. Well, anything else really?
Uh, I mean, he's probably never been that far north before. Let's just say he hasn't. So, new sights, uh, see. No, not too much else is going on since this morning besides that.
All right. Well, sounds good. What is Sev thinking then?
Sev really wants to read this fucking book, like cover to cover, and may have to persuade Dresmorland to let her borrow it.
Hmm. Hmm. What do you want to read it for?
Just information on our, like, I mean, for one thing, it's a book and it's Sev. For another thing, like, just information on our, further missions.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. What are you thinking about the whole mall situation?
Uh, very, very confused and, wondering what's going on with him.
All right. All right, sure. Fair enough. Well, is there anything that you all would like to do in your rooms? Or do we just pass on through to the morning of the next day?
I think we just pass out and
Yeah. Sev actually goes to sleep for once because
I'm
she has
Yeah,
a fucking headache from all the information.
we've had a long day. Time to
Yeah.
wrap.
Fair enough. All right, well, we're able to rest up. It's a new bed. They're not the comfiest of beds. It's like a very thick spring that has not been sprung in yet. But you wake up feeling rested as if the memories of yesterday were a far, far cry from what you had actually experienced, as if it was just a bad memory. But you take a look around you. You're in new rooms. You're not in your guild hall. You're not even in your normal clothes.
Yeah.
It happens. You all are able to get up and freshen yourselves. Anything like what? How do y'all plan on tackling the day?
Sev needs to, like, draft out her letter to send to Fog,
Okay.
including, all the information about the encounter, the sigils that were on the cultists, you know, asking if there's any way they could get word back to me on anything they've learned or, something.
Okay. And who are you trying to get that sent along to?
Well, I'm just gonna go down and see if I can talk to Liv,
Okay.
see if she knows of anyone who'd be able to get it sent to.
Sure. All right. So you can take some time trying to get off to Undertown then.
But I do want to ask Dresmorland if I could borrow the book and read it today.
All right. So, all right, we'll get back to that then. The others.
Yeah.
Anything y'all plan on doing?
Guess just get dressed up. I'm assuming we're still at his house.
Yes.
Get dressed up, and I guess I'm not sure if he's serving food or if we're just going to like up and leave and get that sorted at the guild hall and stuff.
Yeah, that is a question. Do we get fancy food, or do we go to the guild hall? Because these guys, I mean, I know I went back and got my stuff, but I was kind of in a hurry, so I didn't get everybody else's stuff.
And we need like our full kit and everything, so
Yeah. Also, I need to change back into regular clothes before I go.
well, yeah,
down
everyone
to Liv.
does. I want my AC back, damn it.
Yeah. And I do not, I think I'd get some weird looks if I walk into Undertown looking like this.
All right. Well, Gale, Rayleigh, you two can begin to walk back down the hall together. Sev, at this time, you're just trying to like pen everything down, make sure you get everything out in your room. The other two, you begin to make your way towards the stairs on the second floor, and the overwhelming smell of bacon, of
Yes.
ham, some like real runny scrambled eggs, some nice like super peppery sausages. You got a whole spread of aromas just mixing and wafting
Sausage.
through the air. And as you make your way down, you can see that the door to the kitchen is open. And you see Jeeves just skipping back and forth, now like fully dressed. You can see he's got like a black suit on, some like extended coattails. And he's just like bopping back and forth, humming to himself, holding a couple of plates and begins to like stir food and make sure everything's all prepared. Begins to take a look, like spin back around, take a look at you. And his
Gale is amazed because he would half expect like a full kitchen staff to
Yeah.
do half of this man's work.
Yeah.
you see him go from a very happy, joyous expression to just pure mortified terror as he sees the two of you. And his demeanor just drops, his smile drops down just like a very dull, straight line across his face. His brow furrows. Yes, masters. Breakfast will be
Sorry, we
ready
didn't mean to
soon.
barge in.
Oh, no matter. Is there anything I can assist you with today? Did you sleep well?
Yes, we did.
We weren't sure if food was going to be provided here or somewhere else. We didn't exactly discuss it.
Yeah, didn't want to be awkward about it either. Sorry.
Oh, no. Don't need to be sorry. I will make sure that the food is presented in a timely fashion. Give me another perhaps
thank you.
10 minutes. If you'd like to take a seat in our dining hall, that would be fantastic. I will make sure it is delivered out to you.
And I don't suppose you could sneak some extra sausage to Locke as well.
That may be a bit difficult, but I'll see if I can do what I can. If
Thank
anything,
you.
I may be able
you.
to give you a couple links or two on the way out. He'll motion
I
off
guess
to
we
sure, he'll motion off
proceed.
to a door. Unlike the other side of where the drawing room was, you see it's a very similar situation. You have a large table, long table, slightly thicker, slightly wider, not just like a little narrow, um, wide or like long table. The room's empty, but it has very large windows facing towards like the front of the block, and it's just letting all this beautiful natural light in. Right above the windows is like a half dome, like I can't think what the term is, but like a circle cut in half, right? The upper half hemisphere of just like stained glass of various different colors, and like the lights all highlight the chairs very beautifully and whatnot. You all can take a seat, pull a chair out, promptly wait, and Jeeves will come by roughly 7 and 10 minutes later with some food for you on various different kinds of platters. A few minutes later, Dresmorland begins to walk down. You hear some like tapping on the stairs. He begins to head off to the dining hall. And you see him not even like pay you any bit of attention. Just walk straight past you to a chair at the like head of the table. A good like 20 feet down the way. He'll just look very tired. Eyes kind of like hung over. Just like that half lull. Head slumped. You see him just trying to get up, stretch, slump back down again. Begin to just try to like wiggle back and forth, trying to get the muscles situated. Jeeves will once again stop by. He'll bring him a cup of what smells to be coffee, along with a couple of other platters. Just will begin to dive into his food.
Guess we just kind of sit patiently, and I almost don't want to disturb him, but at the same time, I'm not surprised by some of the indifference he's showing us right now.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you'd like, you can go ahead and just let him eat in peace. You will not.
Yeah, I think I'll just opt for that.
Sure. By your time, you can go ahead and finish your food. Sev, at this time, you've made your way downstairs, and Jeeves is just waiting outside for the last attendee to show up. I'll take a look at you. Ah, yes, miss. Dinner has been served along for you and Dresmorland and your companions off in the dining hall down this way.
Oh, cheers.
If you'd like any, you can go ahead and join them.
Oh, yes, please.
All right. If there's anything else you need, I will be in the kitchen. And you begin
Cheers.
to walk off, and you can make your way towards the dining hall where you see everything. You see the platters of food. You see Dresmorland off in the far side of the table, eating away. Go ahead, sit down, and get yourself some nice food to eat as well.
I shall do that. Munch, munch.
All right. So, what is the plan then? After you finish, how would you all like to move forward?
I certainly want to ask Dresmorland about the book.
Okay.
So, pardon me, sir, but, the book that you, had shown us yesterday, I was wondering if I could just, borrow it for the day, so I could read through. I would like to see if there's anything I might, need to know that would be in there. I could, if you're concerned about the book's well-being, I can both assure you that it will be in quite good condition, and I can offer you I can Well, I would have to go to the other room to get it out, but I have a certain object of value that I could provide as collateral, we could say.
Trisma look up at you, finish a bite of just like bacon stuffed in his mouth. Yes, it will be very safe because it will not be leaving the drawing room. I appreciate your tenacity and your drive towards knowledge, but there are some things that even money and other valuable items could not replace.
Well, then would you mind if I returned a bit later? I have my errands that I need to attend to, but afterwards, while we wait for everyone to be prepared to leave, if I could come back and read it for the time remaining.
Yes, I believe that should be fine, as long as you're not keeping Bernioff waiting, and you do not remove the book from the room. I don't
right.
believe that should be a problem.
All right. Sounds good. I've only got a couple of stops today, so it shouldn't be a problem.
All right. Well, just make sure that you do have everything taken care of, and if there is anything else you need, simply let Jeeves know.
Wonderful.
He'll shift his attention to the other two in the room. Yes. Is there anything that you need? Any matters you need attended to as well? You two?
Well, I need to get winter clothes, but like maybe I can wait until I'm actually closer to the area. I'm not sure.
I'm wondering if it's worth looking at the guilds to see if they have anything in the closet, similar to well, I suppose you weren't here at the time, but long time ago we borrowed some cloaks from a closet at the guild back in Abbey Brook, and I believe they, at least back there, did have some other things we could borrow. It's certainly worth checking while we're there today.
Dresmar will pipe up. Yes, I believe the clothes will be all good and fine and very much needed. But there may be a few, well, perhaps not. Perhaps they're all gone. I did think that there was a shop that might have had something to keep you warm. But perhaps the cloaks may do just fine.
We'll see what we can find at the guild. But where's this shop?
I believe it was a second-hand shop. I don't quite recall the name off the top of my head. I believe... Let me go double-check real quick.
Making Dale give names.
One second. Yes, it was, I believe, Wilfred's Thrifts.
Oh, all right. At a game, is this a place that any of us would have been to at any point before?
Perhaps. It's definitely near the guild hall. It's in like the same
Okay.
like Market Square as the guild hall.
Okay.
Okay, then probably just not in game.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that. If we can't find what we're looking for at the guild hall, we should stop over there.
Yes, well, I do wish you luck in your endeavors. Just make sure to be back here around 6 o'clock is when Brynjolf wanted to begin to depart.
We shall. I'll be back earlier than that, but yes.
Yes, yes. So then your other friends know. All right, well, if you don't mind, I would prefer to eat in peace. But if there's anything else, you can always ask Jeeves, and he should be able to assist you.
Wonderful.
With that, he'll kind of like nod off, go back to finishing his food. The rest of you can finish up and head out to the foyer. You see Jeeves beginning to like wipe down some of the artifacts and the other items in the room. Gale, remembering from your question the previous day, as you take a look around, there are a couple of banners around, and you see that there are images and different like paintings of dogs, specifically mastiffs.
Huh. Yeah. That checks out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Jeeves will see you.
Look at the Mastiff and nod.
It is a mastiff. It is a dog, overlaid on top of like a blue banner. Jeeves
Okay.
will begin to approach you all as you have left the dining hall. Yes, and are you all finished with your breakfast for today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, and
Yes.
what were the errands you needed to run to? Where were you all looking to go?
Well, first we need to get back to the guild hall.
Are all
Um,
three of you looking to go to the guild hall?
Yes, we need to
Yeah.
get gear.
All right,
Yes.
fantastic.
First things first.
Well, then I will take care of the fare to reach the guild. Back should get there within the next roughly 40 minutes or so.
Okay, thank you very
good.
much.
Just make sure to be back by 6 o'clock tonight, when Brynjolf was needing to depart for today.
Yes.
Sounds like you've already heard this before. All right, well, yes, let us head out and let us check on your wolf companion, I believe.
Wonderful.
Really, as he mentions that, you see that he has a couple of like sausage links in his hand that he's kind of trying to hold to his chest as he begins to open the door and walk out. He'll ask Seven Gale to wait by the stairs leading to the manor, and it'll direct you to the other building. Really, he'll undo the locks, open the doors, and you see the carriage from the day prior. Again, the overwhelming smell of horses just erupts out. And you can see Locke just off in like the back corner, eyes just like poking through different bales of hay that have been stacked up. And as soon as the doors are open, he just bolts and jumps right over the bales of hay and just begins to dash right out. Jeeves will go ahead and drop the sausage on the ground. Yes, well, now if you forgive me, I must head back to the manor. I do hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. And he'll begin to walk back over to the manor. Down the way, you'll see that there is a cart pulled up towards like the opening to the street, and he'll begin to wave back and head off into the building.
Cool. Well, we get in the cart.
Art.
All
Cart
right.
ahoy.
And with the cart, let's see here. What's it gonna be? Come on. Oh, interesting. Okay. You see a cart that has banners, right? Along, like, this looks to be like an extravagant sort of cart. Much nicer than the one that you were all in the day before. And it's a little bit nicer than the other carts you've taken on the west side of town. It seems like it would hold up to like 6 people or so, roughly, depending on like size
Or 3
and weight.
people and a dog.
It is open backed with some. It's got like a fence like structure for like walls on both sides of the cart, and there's a white banner that's been overlaid. You see, wings and speed, and it's got like a little like emblem, like symbol of just like a pair of wings with like the little like fast lines. And you see a white feathered Aarakocra piloting, like navigating the reins for the horses.
How would Sev have ever run into an Aarakocra at any point in time?
Perhaps. It would definitely be rare, but not unheard of in the bigger cities.
So, like, probably back when she was in the capital.
Most likely, yeah.
Okay, cool. Would there have been any in the organization?
Probably not.
Okay.
It's just because it's again, like it's really rare to actually like see them out and about. Yeah.
All right. Well,
So for clarification, you see what appears to be a bird person. It appears to be like a humanoid bird, white feathered. And they've just got like these kind of massive angel-like wings that are like nestled behind them.
so
And
for
realize-
fun fact, oh, sorry.
Realize that it
the same
seems these wings are the wings that have been used as the crest or the symbol for the cart.
Oh, okay. So this is probably like the owner. Okay. No, but this was so an Aarakocra was actually the type of ranger that I played back in the day, and let me tell you, that's a fun combo.
It is a combo. So the Aarakocra will begin to see you all heading their way. Ah, yes, you are the folks I'm to drop off, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, quite interesting to see some of your folk here. I haven't seen anyone quite like you in this city. Not since. Are you from the capital by any chance?
No, can't say I am.
Interesting. Well, good morning anyway.
Good morning. Where are we heading off to?
The guild hall. Do you know
Guildhall.
where that is?
That I do. Any other stops along the way?
Do you think maybe we should pick up the clothing on the way, or is what was the shop that Pressmoreland mentioned to us? The name?
Wilfred's
Yeah, well,
Thrifts.
according to I think it was Dale. It's right across the street from the Guildhall.
Oh, in that case, I mean, we're going there anyway. We might as well just be dropped off.
Yeah, it's like a couple blocks down from the Guildhall.
Okay. All right.
Again, if you'd like, you can go ahead and use the bookmark tab on the left to see the different icons on the map. I do have it marked out for you, just to get a general like sense of where it is.
Okie dokie.
Yes, there's only one other place that I needed to go, and it's somewhere that I should probably go by myself. But suppose for now just the guild hall. Thank you.
All right. Nope, no problem. Guild hall it is. Begin to kick up the reins and take you off the streets. Solid 35-40 minutes passes and you get like the rush of the like the river water and like the slight little breeze being funneled through the cliffs. Roll through. You can make your way back off to the guild. Easy peasy. The Aarakocra will begin to head off and like navigate back towards the other side of the road. All right, stop here. Stop done. Enjoy your stay.
Cheers.
And as soon as you all are off, begin to kick up again and take off through the city streets.
All right. Well, why don't we all first start by changing clothes and gathering what we need, and then we can meet up and see if there's any warmer clothing that we could borrow from the guild hall.
Sounds like a plan.
Sure.
All right.
All right.
Well, you can make your way back into the guild. You can see a very familiar sight. It's been a few days. It's been a day since you've last been here. Currently, no one is on the entry floor. Take a look to your left, to your right. It is completely bare. But do you see Sylvie behind the counter, who begins to like push up her glasses and take notice of you? Begins to just immediately pop up from the chair. Oh yes, hello. Good morning. Morning. Welcome back.
Oh, morning.
Hello.
We've just getting some things from our rooms.
From your rooms, yes. All right. Are you all okay?
Yes, rather interesting evening, but yes, we're all right.
Yes, I heard there had been an incident on the other side of town.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were there.
we were there. We, luckily we were able to, assist with the intrusion.
So,
Our night at the gala turned into be a bit of a brawl, unfortunately.
that's very unfortunate to hear, but you all are okay.
Yes, we're fine.
All right, well, rest up, take it easy. Would hate to lose such good, faithful members. She begins recounting like losing members. Her face just begins to grow very, very worried.
Oh my god.
But
Don't worry about us.
Don't worry about us. We will be all right.
all right, well, take care. Hope your next venture works out in your favor. Have a good day.
Yeah, actually, speaking of which, we've actually got another job from Dresmorland that we're about to embark on right now, actually. It's related to the previous one. So.
Oh, well, will you... Are you going to be gone for a while?
Very likely, yes.
A bit, yes.
All right, well, then if you could... we have a couple of options then. If you'd like to continue renting your rooms, we could process that fee. Otherwise, you'll need to remove all of your items from the room so we can rent it out to other members.
It's a monthly fee, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
How much is it?
Is the fee again? Yeah.
It is 5 gold for room and board for the month.
Okay, I'll pay it.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
All
I mean,
right.
I'm sure we'll be back within the month, but like,
Yeah.
we'll just pay in advance just in case.
So,
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and fork over 2 gold and 10 gold just in case anything goes wrong. And if
it
somehow-
does take 2 weeks to get to Hartham on a
Okay.
good trip. So if there's gonna
So
be
maybe
any
we
other
just go
travel
ahead and give
elsewhere,
up. You know what? I'll just go ahead and say, you know, this place has been kind to me. I'll just go ahead and fork over like 25 gold and just say, you know, we'll just pay in advance.
Yeah, I'll pay 25 as well.
I don't have quite as much, but I can at least pay what I owe.
okay. Good lord. All right. So mark off 25, then 5.
Yeah.
So what is that? Is that 5 months?
Yeah.
Oh god. All right. So we have November taken care of, December taken care of, January taken care of, February taken care of, March taken care of. All right. That'll be April 1st. Fantastic. And then Sev, you're just doing the 1 month.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Anything else you'd all like to do while you're here?
I guess I'll ask her, as a personal favor, could I trouble you to look after my 2 plants? They are living plants. They like these kinds of insects, but I'm sure they won't be too picky.
Oh, all right. I don't believe there'll be a problem.
Okay,
If I
much
get
appreciated.
if I get the okay from the guildmaster, would you be all right with them being displayed here on the counter?
Sure.
Uh,
Just make sure that they don't get a little bitey, huh?
They are quite interesting little friends, yes.
oh, okay. Just drop them off when you have all the when you're all set to go.
Of course.
All right.
Go and get my gear and equip it.
Sure.
Woo! AC.
You
Yep.
all can head back to your rooms and take your time to put on whatever you need to put on, gear back up, and take everything with you. Yeah, so you're feeling pretty set. It's gonna take roughly, I'll say like an hour to like sort through all your items, make sure everything's in place and pack up anything that you want to take with you for the journey northwards. Is there anything specific that you would want to stock up on or try to go shopping for if you're going to like a wintry, mountainy region?
I wanted to like check in the guild closet and see if they had any warmer clothes.
Sure. Okay. So, as you check the closet, you are able to find warmer-ish clothes. It's not... The clothes here are designed to like keep warm for cold nights, for like autumn or like cold spring nights. It's not, and it's made of like some like nice fabric, but it is definitely not intended for any sort of like tundra or Arctic temperatures. But it's thicker than
Okay.
your like average clothing.
Alright. I mean, I'll probably just have to buy some like warmer stuff at the store then.
Yeah, and you know what? I might as well buy some new threads too.
All right, sure.
Clothes, shopping. Oh my god,
Shopping
shopping.
ahoy!
Any other plans for the guild?
Just drop them
Just
off
gather
at the-
all my stuff. I mean, I think the 2 plants were the only thing I really needed to worry about that was living.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to grab my equipment and my bag and things.
All right, sure.
So I'm good.
So you're able to gather all of your items up and make your way back out to the door. You're welcome back to the hustle and bustle of the city, everyone walking every which way. You can take a bit of time to try and navigate down through the blocks off to Wilfred's Thrifts. Just look for signs, trying to see, make your like heads or tails of the different shops that are strewn about. And as you head off to the shop, you see that there is that it is run by a rather old-looking halfling. He's up on a stool at the back end of the shop, and as you open the doors, you're greeted to. I mean, it's a thrift shop. You have odds and ends. You have odd-looking, like odd, ill-fitting things, all kind of like mashed together. Shelves holding just an assortment of various different items that look like they don't belong together in the slightest. See, the halfling takes a look at all of you. Ah, yes. Hello, my friends. Welcome into Wilfred's Thrifts. Is there anything you're in the need for?
We're headed to the north as part of a quest for Dresmorland. He said that you all had something that could keep you warm, but like it's a thrift shop, so I don't know if you keep anything like that in stock regularly or just you happened to last time he was here.
Well, we happen to have a couple of items that were suited to keeping oneself warm. Unfortunately, we only have one left. They were all, well, gobbled up. Give me one moment. We hear him begin to step off of the stool behind the counter, and his head just completely disappears beneath the counter. He's going to go rummage through a couple of boxes and crates and begin to step back up onto the stool and motion you all over to come to the counter. And you see he's holding something in his hands. He plops it down on the desk. Appears to be a ring.
I think I know what it might be, and it might be well out of our price range if this price is right.
Yeah. Oh, what's this?
I'm so glad you asked. Is this, this happens to be a ring of warmth, believe it or not. As you can see by the ruby set into the side here, I was going to spin around to show you. It's able to wrap its owner in, well, a healthy layer of heat. Perfect for any sort of cold ventures.
How much does it go for?
Well, with my most recent transactions, begin to flip through a couple of pieces of parchment, like lick his lips and look to like the top left as he's trying to do some math in his head. I believe I can let this go for, let's say, 1,000 gold.
I see.
Out of game, I don't think we can afford it even if we combined all of our money.
No.
Nah, it'd be close, but no.
I have a couple of things I might be able to trade for it, but even so, they're probably not gonna get much. So.
I think maybe we head back to the guild hall and ask if they have anything.
Oh,
What
wait,
about just
so-
mundane clothes?
Yeah.
For,
Just
keeping
clothes,
warm.
Yeah.
Well, if you're just looking for clothes.
We're going to the north, you see.
Yes, I understand. These were just so hot.
I
He'll
see
pause
what
for
you
a
did
moment.
there.
Begin to give a little grin. Well, if you're just looking for slightly warmer clothes. Well, you have a few hefty robes and mantles made of fur and hide and other such items. We do have a rough leather. Oh,
You good, babe?
excuse me. Sorry, something got caught. We
Don't
have
die,
some
Dale.
rough leather trousers and tunics that would they could wear over your other pieces of fabric to protect against the cold and the wind and the snow. If that might be more of what you're looking for.
Yes.
Yeah, that definitely sounds right.
Robes will probably do the trick for me. Do you have any on the less expensive side? You good, babe?
I'm fine. I'm sorry.
+1 short sword is pretty cool. I mean, for someone who could use swords.
Yeah, so he'll lead you back through the like a the entire um the entire shop that he has, going over towards like the clothing section. And he'll begin to explain, like, here's where we have our tunics, this is where we have our trousers, we have our fur pieces, our hide pieces over there. We have some like nice fur boots and gloves. Appears to be like a lot of like the mantle pieces are like cloaks are made out of bear hide. Appear to be pretty heavy, but also going to be very, very warm. Is there anything specific you all Jesus are looking
Drink
to pick
some
up?
water.
Now he probably inhaled it, and now he has to like,
Oh,
you know,
Get it
reverse
out.
aqualung it out.
yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm not sure what it is. But is there anything specific you all are looking for?
I guess maybe like the equivalent of like, maybe not like snow pants, because that would be like way too modern, but like really well insulated clothing, like animal furs
Yeah.
and stuff
Okay.
like that.
So as far as like clothing
And-
goes, that would be like the leather trousers and the tunic, outlining like some fur bits here and there.
Like bear skin, even.
Like
Yeah.
more.
Did you want to
Yeah.
also pick up one of the cloaks or the mantles?
Or would that count as additional armor, or
Would not count as additional armor, but it would keep you warmer.
I'll
would that help against any sort of like bitter cold winter check that might be thrown at us?
Definitely could.
Okay, then I want
And
to
yes.
get tunic and the
Give us the whole
trousers,
set.
too. Yeah.
how much is the whole set first?
Sure. So I'm trying to take a look through here. I think the tunic is going to come, let's say like, yeah, there'll be 1 gold apiece for the leather shirt and for the leather pants.
Mm-hmm.
The shirt, pants, mantle, 3 gold total.
Not for the mantle. Mantle's going to be a bit more. There's a lot of craftsman. He's going to go on. Like, there's been a lot of craftsmanship put into this, as you can see by its former owner. And we could let it
What
go
about the
for...
robes?
Robes have an appropriate amount of craftsmanship to them as well. Robes are going to be slightly longer, going to be more encompassing more of one's body. Robes, I'd say, would probably be about 15 gold. The mantle reaches down about like, I don't know, like mid thigh, maybe like knee height, whereas the cloak goes all the way down to one's feet. The cloak will run around 9 gold.
Okay, I'll just take the mantle then and cover my butt.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So that's 2 gold plus what?
2 plus 9.
11.
Yes.
I'll
Yeah.
fork over 11 gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a plan to me.
All right. So all of you, 11 then?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Easy enough. He will...
So
Mhm.
I want to pull out the ruby dagger and the ruby whip that I've been hanging on to that I got from the mines a while back. Just curious, how much would you pay for something like each of these?
Have you any idea what these are? They appear to be rather exquisitely made.
They we believe they are dwarven make, but they don't seem to have any magical effects. They're just nice looking.
How do you know they don't have any magical effects?
Hmm?
How do you know they don't have any magical effects?
He's an expert.
Wait, out of game, I'm pretty sure we did detect magic on this stuff, didn't we? Or did we?
Not that I remember.
I want to say that we did, but maybe we just botched an Arcana check or something.
I want to make an Arcana roll right now just to see if it seems that way.
I'll assist.
Yeah.
I'd say this is a rather... Yeah, I'd say like no to the assist because this is kind of like a one-on-one situation at the
alright.
moment. But that's
Well,
still
yes.
a pretty dang good
Yeah.
roll for the
Dirty
20.
anyway. Yeah.
What were the two items you were looking at again?
The ruby dagger and the ruby whip.
I didn't remember the whip, but
The whip is
okay.
from Ziedler, if I remember right.
Oh!
And then the dagger is
Alright.
from the mines,
The
if I remember
mines.
right.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
As you look over the items, like prompted at
The question.
yeah, at Wilfred's question, you take a look at both things in your hand and I think, well, is maybe that's you don't get anything off of the whip. Taking a look at the dagger, you're beginning to have some hesitations.
Okay. Well,
Do you want to fast cast Identify?
yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm fast casting Identify.
You can just identify these items?
Yes. I specialize in that.
Oh, all right. Yes. All right. We'll lead you back towards the counter for you to like display out the items. And
I'm just doing the dagger.
sure thing.
I mean, I was probably only willing to part with the whip anyway, so this is probably fine.
Sounds good. So as you identify the dagger, you realize that the dagger itself is not magical. It's not magical in any way or form, but the ruby that's fastened to the pommel of the hilt. You realize it is a ruby of the War Mage,
Huh.
which lets you
Okay.
fasten.
Forecaster?
It lets you fasten the ruby onto a specific weapon, so that you can use it as your spellcasting focus.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say, you have had this thing since like session 14.
Yeah. And I'm
Oh, boy.
pretty sure. And well, the thing is, that was before I even had Identify. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Amal is gonna live in my bag, and I suddenly... Jesus, alright. Alright. So I'm just gonna like quietly put the dagger like back in my bag. And then and then take the whip. So I'm quite sure that this whip is not magical, yes. But it is rather pretty.
Yeah, it is. It is very exquisite looking. What about the dagger? What?
I have some use for that.
But I thought you
discovered.
said it wasn't magical. It looks fantastic for a 250 gold offer.
I I think I'm going to I'll keep that in mind, but I
Oh, no. You walk out that door, that offer is gone.
that's all right.
It's 300.
Oh God. I gotta ask again.
At a
so,
game, I'm pretty sure that's worth way more than 300.
Yeah.
Like, for
no,
what you want to use it for.
exactly. Yeah, like I'm just gonna say what about the whip?
Oh, the whip looks nice. Looks exquisite. With the ruby inlaid. I could probably get away with selling this for around 75 gold, so we'll call it... I'll go 55 for it.
55. Could you do 65?
Give me persuasion.
Yeah. Not great at that, but
You can do it.
that's
I believe.
No.
I'll give you $3.
Takes a deep breath.
350.
I can do 55 and 5 silver. We'll throw it...
Wow.
75. You know what? No.
Alright.
Offer still stands. For the dagger. 100 for the whip. 300 for the dagger.
I'm just going to hold on to the dagger, thank you.
Alright. Alright. Your
But-
call. 55 for the whip.
55 for the whip and 5 silver.
And 5 silver, yes.
Yeah.
Alright. We'll gonna hand over the whip. He'll go ahead. You're gonna like crack it. And you just hear the little crack of the whip as it expands. Ah, yes.
Gale has PTSD.
Nice. Sound that. 55. Begin to count out the different gold. And 5 silver. There you are. Pleasure doing business with you. Any idea who the previous owner of this item was? I'd like to have a little plaque of their name if I can.
His name was Zila.
Oh, what an odd sounding name.
He was, character. He,
At a game, this is a definitive was. Did he survive or was he captured?
I think he was just captured, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, captured. A few of the carnies died, but I think most of them were captured.
I see.
Scooby doo 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 bow bow.
Alright.
All right. Well, is there anything else I could interest you in? Any other supplies or items you might need going up to the north?
Oh, well, really, I don't know if you need any of your traps or,
Traps,
Yeah.
maybe some food stuffs. Although is this like a general store or just like clothing mostly?
It is a thrift shop, so it has odds and ends of all kinds. It could have clothing, it could have weapons, it could have just general items. It could have like little knickknacks or like magical doodads. But it does not have food.
No food. Okay.
What's up?
Does he sell any kind of traps or anything? Because I mean, that is a good thing to ask.
Yeah, let me go see. I don't know how many times I pulled this sheet up. Now.
You're gonna have to change the ruby dagger into the thing I identified.
Yeah, I'll get that. I'll get that going. Let's see here.
Looks like I've actually got most of everything. Because the last time we had oil flasks that we used,
Yeah, that is
we also
true.
found a giant pot of oil there.
Yeah, so he
Mhm.
does
We were
not
able to
have
fill everything
any.
back up.
He does not have any. Whose was it? Traps, unfortunately, really.
Okay.
But as he begins to go over, the general like wares of his stock and whatnot, not sure if it's going to be of any interest to any of you, but does have a +1 short sword, as you were saying, Gil. Does have a dagger of venom. Does have
All incredibly expensive.
a
Yeah.
set of elven chain and a halberd of warning.
Oh, okay. So, Elven Chain, wasn't that something that somebody was saying was something I would potentially be able to wear?
Yes, I believe it
For
was.
the low price of 5,400 gold.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I believe it was Quentin who had
Yeah.
mentioned that. But yes,
It's fucking
essentially, like when you're wearing elven chain, you're able to. Well, you're basically proficient with it, even if you don't have medium armor proficiency.
okay.
Question,
Alright.
is the Starlight Emporium the general store of the area?
No, the Starlight Emporium is another magic-y shop.
Yeah.
On the
Okay.
side of town.
That's where I usually get my my like stuff like my gold dust that I have to renew.
Okie dokie.
It's easy enough to find a general shop around, though. There are quite a few.
Oh,
Well-
Helios Curiosities. Yes? No?
I mean, you guys can go ahead and go to the general shop. I don't really need to get anything else, but I do need to go. It's gonna take me a while to get up to Undertown so that I can get word to Fog.
We'll need like 2 weeks worth of food and stuff, so...
Oh, yeah, that's true. I can just give you guys money for it. If you guys can pick up some for me too, then I'll just pay you for it.
Yeah, sure, I mean, it's a group effort. Just worry about it later. I'm sure you'll get us for something else.
Yeah, sure, that works.
All right. Sounds good then. So, I know it is getting late. I don't want to go too much over, but we can stop here. We can pick up next time with Sev heading off to Undertown, finishing her business there. And I'll say over our downtime of the week, we can hash out what everyone wants to pick up and just make sure that's all squared away. We can just start up next session after Sev and potentially get it back to Dresmorland, assuming there's nothing that anyone else wants to do. That sounds like a good time for y'all.
Yes.
Well, for me.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, then, is next week looking good for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think so.
Next week, yes. Following week, my brother is going to be here. I'm not sure if we're going to do stuff, but I know he's here until the 25th, which is Thursday. He's coming the 15th and leaving the 25th.
All right, no worries.
And I might be busy on the week of the 4th.
Okay, so we got next week potentially off, the week after potentially off.
Okay.
14th is fine. The 21st for me might not.
Right. Yeah, I got you. I will make a note of those
Yeah, I'm
things.
just saying I might be busy in September. Yeah,
I got-
the first week of September.
I got you. We'll make sure to get that all settled and taken care of. Yeah, just give me a couple notice, like a little bit of notice, a couple days beforehand, so we can hash it out and everything all set.
Okay.
All right. Well, as always, I appreciate y'all enjoying the night with me. It is fantastic as always. Enjoy the rest of your night, y'all. And I shall see you another time. Take care, friends.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.